Hello, everybody.
Yo!
Welcome to our first ever attempt at a game design focused stream of some sort. So we're gonna see how this goes. You guys are already quite excited with your your ideas. Um, but we're gonna start at a grounded point. So we're gonna start with the basic try, test, and true game format, which is let me switch to the live thing, which is pawns on a path with a dice, and the pawns are trying to get to the end. Because if we try to brainstorm from the ground up a completely um, formless game, I think we'll actually make decent progress, and we can get something interesting if we just start with something.
Also, we don't have the banner up just yet. Just to clarify, we'll be taking our Twitch chat suggestions. So if you want to have input after we spin the wheel, make sure you're typing on Twitch
Oh yeah, so there is as well.
because
We did make a wheel. We are gonna take suggestions from chat directly too, depending, but they're for a little bit more structure, so we can kind of keep things moving at some points. There is a wheel which we wrote down a bunch of game mechanics on, and then we're gonna spin that big old fun wheel and um, get some vague idea that you guys will also help integrate. The wheel doesn't have like fully defined finished ideas. It has things like food, double jump, wall running, uh, Uno cards, things like that. So it's stuff that I don't know how I would uh, do. The only problem with the non-Twitch thing is that YouTube chats are like delayed excessively. They push them back like a full 30 seconds because they want to check everything for copyrighted content. And so there's an unfortunate disparity if what's it called, if we're trying to filter from both chats, there's this like heavy delay. I have a multi-stream chat up right now where I can see both YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, but the YouTube chats are still delayed.
yeah, and the reason we're streaming on YouTube is because we want to show you guys that we are doing other projects as well. We're still working on Card Wars, but it's super boring right now, so we don't want to make more boring videos for you to watch or streams for you to watch. And we might make a video out of it. There it is. Add glob tokens that work like the stock market. I'm waiting on the wheel. I don't see why you can't use TTS over there. You can use text to speech if you want on TTS if you have it. Just
Alrighty, I am all set.
all right. Where's the wheel?
Okay, I will pull up the funny wheel.
I'm getting impatient.
I think this has the wheel. Yep. So I just do this. There's the wheel. The wheel is on screen. I'm gonna press the click to spin, or control enter, I suppose. I made it spin for 20 seconds because I wanted it to be very dramatic. But we're still going. Just hold on. Okay, it looks like it's gonna be trading. Not insider trading unless it keeps going. Oh no, okay, trading. We have a trading mechanic. So my first vision of that is Catan. Like as a starting point, right? Where like you need somehow then players need to have resources that have different values and purposes, otherwise there would be no reason to trade them. Or I guess they could be like Pokemon trading, so that the resources would have to be situational, because I guess I would argue a Pokemon is a situational resource if I'm like over abstracting it. Glob tokens that work like the stock market.
I guess you gotta write it down as a suggestion.
I'll write it down. I'll write it down. I feel like glob tokens that work like a stock market. I mean, let's stay away from copyrighted material to start with. Let me put that as my main hang up on that. We're not making an Adventure Time game inherently here. So TTS is not working. There's no TTS. It's not set up or anything right now. We're not gonna deal with the normal stream setup stuff by Kuden.
Jambus, if I don't see a good suggestion out of you in the next 3 minutes, you're getting timed out, buddy. That's the rule.
Jambus, okay. No bunger. Okay, so trading. We can do some sort of... I don't see a problem with the stock market being the thing that changes the importance of these resources, because trading in games is an unfortunate thing. I'm trying to figure out what I could have like showing on screen what I'm talking about. I'm not against hidden movement, but we're gonna focus on the starter thing. So tokens that function like stocks, and then of course trading is implied in the stock market. Otherwise,
Thank
there's
you,
no trade.
Jambus. That's very helpful. Okay. All right, go ahead and just promote me. Let's get some stuff.
You do
down on
deserve a
the
promotion.
table.
You're doing very, very good.
Thank
by
you
the way.
so much.
Except
Thank
you
so
know
much.
you're actually
Oh, okay.
Let's be close. That's the last time
All
I'm doing
right,
that. This is a structured stream.
No. It's got to be chaotic.
Trading dice.
Like...
Okay, you know what? There we go. Okay, Baiku, that's a really good idea. I like that. Okay.
Okay.
So we're thinking like Mario Party here. So imagine there are dice with different values on them, and oh my god, that makes things so simple. Okay, because perceived value can have a lot of weight here if we're using dice because they revolve around chance. So like let's say like we have a dice that has like just 1 through 6, and then we have a dice that's like -3 through 9. These dice, you know, I mean, obviously I would probably have it still be a d6, but there's reason to trade them because the players will ascribe value to what they want, right? It's like, oh, you know, even though technically maybe these are like equal value, so we don't have to literally give these things multiple purposes. We can create multiple dice. Okay, so we've got trading dice. You'll eat grass. I feel like you're presenting that as if that's like a thing that I want. Like you're offering me something that I want in exchange for something you want, but I don't want that.
Okay, so when you say like trading dice, what about the dice are going to have unique values though? I don't quite understand. If they're all going to be d6s, what about their perceived value is going to change?
Well, they can all have 6 faces. They don't necessarily have to be d6s.
I
can
see.
import custom dice with any arrangement, and if we could ascribe other mechanics, like if we're going to go off of like the new Mario Party, for example, there are dice faces that give you or lose coins in exchange for not moving at all.
Oh, okay. So will we? I guess this might be a question for later. Because we're just talking about trading now, but will we be making each dice selectable as like each person? It's like picking your piece gives you your dice, or what?
Picking.
Like if this purple piece gets this dice and it does something different, and then you know each piece gets ascribed their own dice basically, and that's the way that like later on you can start trading because there's going to be assigned values to each piece's dice.
I feel like it kind of makes the most sense for everything to start symmetrical at the start. And the characters are the Twitch. What? Dice can have resources, modifiers, a different thing. Your voice has not come back, Baikun.
You should have grandma. Can we get this guy's grandma in this game, please?
I'm gonna need a description of your grandma first.
Yeah, give us a description of your
like,
grandma.
That doesn't mean
please.
anything.
I need to. Can you email us a picture of your grandma? It's in our description.
We'll create Grant, create a form, a personality form.
Okay.
Have
Okay.
her take
I'm on it.
have her take like a have her go to like BuzzFeed and take a personality quiz, and we can import.
Okay. Should I do which grilled cheese are you, or should I do something different?
I'm probably in favor of like a Power Ranger. Like, which Power Ranger are you?
Okay, which Power Ranger are you? Should I? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do that
have your
one.
grandma figure out what Power Ranger that she is, and then we can import her from there.
Yeah, and then if you could just send us a picture of her, so we can make a 3D model of her, and we can put her as a starting piece on the board. You know?
Okay, and yes, the colors of dice will signify the different modifiers. So, but even then, we need more.
We need to know what your grandma's favorite candy is. We need to make sure that she knows how to walk across colorful tiles. Does she use a walker? Does she know how to? Does she still sprint? Does she go for 5Ks? Does she play tennis?
Okay.
Are we still talking about the grandma or something?
I'm fine with you to continue to idly talk about the grandma. It's like a second monitor. Like, So I'm fine to do resources. I think that there should be. Oh! I've got it. Okay. So, say you have everyone has 3 dice that are like your dice, and every turn you roll them, and some of the faces have numbers, and some of them have like wood or whatever, and you roll, and any of the numbers you can take, and you go like, okay, I'm gonna move this much. But let's say this is wood, so you could leave this on this, and then next turn you'd only roll these 2 dice, and then you move all the revealed numbers, but then you can keep these resources and trade them, perhaps.
And we'll figure out what they do later.
Yeah, and what the resources do, we'll figure out later. I don't know what that would do. Okay, so I need to make. Let me open up Photoshop really quick. I'm gonna make a dice with those values, and then the dice could maybe be the same, or there could be dice with better resources.
And for now, we're just moving one tile at a time, right?
I figured we would just roll a d6 to move.
Okay.
That makes the most sense.
So what? If you're rolling all 3d6, it's your highest number.
You would add the numbers that don't. So the board is too small for 3 dice to work right now. But
exactly.
So I'll just make the dice have smaller numbers on them when I make the custom dice.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, we're being asked if Magiculon's getting a migraine with all these ideas.
Magiculon is doing fine. Magiculon has an orb to filter, like, slow the ideas down. Thank you for following, by the way, Humber. Magiculon has all the ideas go into the orb and then get like spat out to him at a steady pace. Why can't I capture Photoshop? Why does it not let me?
Would we be when? So everybody's dice is going to be the same.
Yes, except there might, we should maybe get like more. Okay, it's not letting me capture this. Why is this not happening?
Not enough frogs. I'm cool with frogs. Make frogs a resource.
Frogs a resource. Okay, we can
make frogs a resource.
Sure.
I'm with that. Make this guy's grandma a resource, guys. Can we get behind that?
Okay, so what should the resources be? They should be frogs, grandmothers.
Yeah, what else? What else do we have?
I'm going to throw this together really quick because I can't make this appear on screen.
That's okay. We have frogs and grandmothers.
Frog.
Zinbra, that not only do I love that idea, it's already on the wheel. We have random tripping. I was just, it's already on the wheel. I was thinking about Brawl last night, and I'm like, I want random tripping. That's awesome. Frog, Grandma, and Magic Crystal.
That's good. I like that.
All right. Jambus, I'm not going to time you out now. You gave us a good idea. And badgers?
And just
I like badgers too.
I think 3 is a good place to start.
Three's good, yeah.
Magic.
I'm going to put badgers in my back pocket. And then, okay, so how's trading going to work?
So, the options are we
let's
can
give
have...
Chad a minute.
Okay.
Let's give Chad a minute to figure it out.
I do want to propose that it can
Okay.
be trading between players, or it could be trading as in like with like an invisible like game bank, right? Like you're exchanging.
Like Monopoly.
Yeah.
All right, so let's give Chad a second to come up. Okay, so we have 3 resources. We're going to be rolling 3 dice, and you're probably going to be able to trade about 2 resources if you decide to stack them together. So, what should they go towards? Trade with both a shop and people? Okay. Each player should be designated a resource so everyone has to trade. Thoughts?
I'm not against that. I think it might. Thank you for following, Render. It might make sense if maybe more people had like bias towards a resource. Because I think an impossibility will undervalue the necessity for trading. If everyone has a monopoly, I'm not sure if that makes sense. Okay, let me objects, components, custom dice.
Also, maybe some background music because
doing
some of
music
this stream is gonna be quiet because we're gonna be doing stuff. Oh my God! Look at the dice.
Okay, so we got magic crystals, we got grandmas, frogs, and then 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my lord!
What kind of setting is this? I guess this could be like a Red Riding Hood adventure kind of thing. Like you see your grandma.
This is just Disney.
Yeah, you're at Disneyland.
Magic crystals, grandmothers, and frogs.
Is there any connection between the two? Like maybe you can use magic crystals to turn a frog into a grandmother, or vice versa. Like magic crystals is like the wild card resource.
What is the Orburrito? Can we have the number 1 be a resource?
NPCs with realistic depictions
that's good.
of grief.
That's good. Making the number 1 a resource and a movement option.
That is a good idea.
That's a great idea. Let's do that too.
Okay, great.
All right, and get rid of these dice now. This is our only dice. This is the only one we care about.
Seeing half
All
of
these
them.
things have...
Oh, because we're on YouTube and Twitch, Render.
All of these have one thing in common: witches.
Do they?
Witches turn people into frogs. Witches use magic crystals for spells,
and witches have grandchildren.
and they're older typically. They're depicted as elderly typically.
Yeah, with grandchildren.
Smokey's on top of it today.
Okay.
Feed the magic crystals to the grandmas.
So let's just like really quickly let's say I have 2 dice. I take my turn. Okay, I have a grandma and a 1. I'm gonna use the 1. And then I would take I don't want to keep the grandma. It's too early in the game. I want to get more space. So I would go and I move and I would land on the red space. Okay, let's put a pause in the resources now so we can get a more fleshed out version of this game. What happens when I land on the red space?
All right, what are the red?
The thing that you're missing. There's no depth yet. All of this is so like it's just kind of implemented, and so there's nothing to like grasp. The Owl House board game. I don't think. I mean, she's not a grandmother. Okay, why can't I remember her name? The Owl Lady. What's her first name?
Die on red. How about we spin the wheel to see what the red tile does, and then we can figure it out.
Death. Oh, spin the wheel. Okay, we'll spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel to see what the red tile does.
Okay, and this is for the red die.
This is for the red tile.
Okay. All right, spinning the wheel.
The wheel's not on stream.
It is.
It is? It's not.
Are you watching the YouTube stream?
I'm watching the Twitch stream. Oh,
It's a delay.
Wow, it's delayed. Okay, never mind. My bad.
Okay, it looks like extra spaces. That's not a complicated
What?
one. So,
What?
can I remove? Okay. So maybe if I had to just like pitch my first assumption of what that means, it would be that there's like a second like mini board that's like hell that you have to navigate back. And then when you like navigate through hell, it puts you like back where you were. But maybe like there's this also like where vendors are or something. There's like special zones you travel to.
What else do we have, Chet? Because if you land on a red space and it immediately gives you more spaces, does that mean you're moving forward, backwards? Are we going to go somewhere else?
It could,
red is it could be alternate paths too.
Yeah, it could literally be like
Hell, the witches got burned at the stake and sent to hell. No grandmothers were harmed in the making of this game.
It could literally be something as simple.
It could be a shoots and ladders moment.
Like it like automatically shoots you over there.
I like Humber's idea. Red brings you to the world of degenerate traders. So you go to that world and you have to roll the right resources to climb back out.
But rolling the right resources, isn't that just like moving but with extra steps, or like with not even with extra steps? It's like the opposite. It's just a different type. Like there's no functional difference, I think. Aggressive encounter. Okay, let me make a mini board. Let me open this.
You farm grandmas. Nuh-uh. I feel like we're already making talisman.
Why can't I open Photoshop?
Red takes you to the smaller and far more evil trade board, Wall Street.
There we go. Okay.
You think Humber's grandmother? No, it's not Humber. Who was saying grandmother? I don't remember. Check your email. Hold on. Let me check Big Hole's email.
I think you were following Elliot with 2 T's.
He really sent a picture of his grandmother. She's the yellow Power Ranger, and her favorite grilled cheese is cheddar.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So this little board should be some kind of a hellscape. I'm tempted to. We could use his grandmother as the background image. Or their grandmother.
Oh, by the way, YouTube is still... Okay, never mind. It's just so delayed. Never mind. That's absolutely insane case.
Okay, so we've got these... got tiles.
That's just unbelievable.
And we just
Drop it on Discord.
Of them.
I'm not gonna drop this guy's grandmother on Discord.
There's so much trust instilled in it. I mean, not even like what would we do with that picture, but like still, it's it's just...
That's amazing. Thank you for doing that, Yellow Power Ranger Cheddar Grandma. Thank you so much. That's unbelievable.
I'm gonna make the board just like this. Might be a little too big for like a cursed zone, but that's okay.
Drop the Mima. Hey, can we make an NFT of your grandmother?
Can we make merch?
Can we make merch with your... Can we use your grandmother's face for profit and gains?
Did that happen? Game capture. Why is it doing that?
I think there needs to be a boss at the end of this. I hope we roll for like enemies and it's just the grandmother. That looks like the Silicon Valley logo. Let me look at. Let me find.
Why
That.
is it? Why? Why is the game capture displaying
Oh, it kind of
that?
does. Caleb,
Doesn't make any sense.
are
Hold
you
on.
a Silicon Valley tech nerd?
I wish.
You do?
Okay. No. Well, if I made a lot of money, maybe.
Fair enough.
Okay, so now I go objects, components, custom board, place that. And we have hell.
I wish my voice wasn't completely dead.
Okay, we have hell.
Great grandmother. See the grandmother final boss. That's what I'm saying. Hold on, Caleb, here.
Oh.
I have to download a picture of this guy's grandma to send it to you.
We're not putting the grandmother in the board game.
No, we are.
Well, we can put the. We're not gonna put the actual photo.
No, we're not gonna
Do you think? But do you think I need to see the photo to like get?
Yeah,
truly,
you need to get like a reference.
I can't
in it.
design.
No, you know what? Just go to our email. You'll see it. You'll get it. Oh my god, I have to look at this guy's grandma. Dang it. So what? Red just takes you to here, basically, and then you gotta climb your way out of hell.
Grandmother.
Sweet.
You want a baguette fish figure to play? We can fill out pawns later. I think we can fill out. Okay, so this is Grandma
There's some things
Hell.
that, yeah. This is Grandma Hell.
Yeah.
So
And
what? In order to escape, you have to collect grandmas as a resource through hell.
What if grandmas are like you're in to like trade? So like, if you roll this. Which one's grandma? 3. You roll a grandma and a frog. You can use the frog because you have a grandma. Grandma, that means like it means you encountered a grandma, and you can trade the frog you found as well for something else. But if you're in grandma hell, there's always grandmas, and so you don't need to.
Free resource as a grandmother, no matter what you roll, or what?
You could just assume you always have a grandma, which would be the prerequisite.
Right.
To trade.
So if you roll a resource and it's a frog, it's actually a grandma.
No.
Right? No?
You just also can assume you have a grandma, because having a grandma just means you can trade.
Maybe, it's a frog and a grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're in hell, maybe you could trade grandmas too when you're in grandma hell.
What if in order to escape and get back to the portal, you have to trade grandmothers' lives in order to get back?
Grandmas
like
act
you
as
have
mana, and crystals and frogs act as spells.
I was gonna say, what if you have to roll grandmothers to get out of hell once you get to the end?
I feel like we're almost like trading, but we're like, this isn't quite trading, right?
You're trading with Satan at that point, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You're trading with great grandmother.
So like okay.
Granny zone.
We roll. A granny zone. I would move 5, 6, 7. And then I land on the space, and so I get transported here.
Yep.
And then I go again. And I got 2 frogs and a 1. So that means, because I'm in the grandma zone, I can intrinsically trade these frogs for something. And hell is good, I guess. So what can I do with these frogs? Can I like upgrade myself?
Maybe you can trade. Oh, I don't even know. You're asking what's happening right now, like we aren't making a game with your suggestions and this guy's grandma.
What if you don't roll a resource in hell? You get cursed. 2 frogs for 1 granny. We gotta make it like a circle that like says the exchange rates for everything.
Hey, that's the stock market people wanted, all right? That's part of trading.
Oh, I feel like it's so close. Like the idea here is
okay. Well, we need another component here, right? We're working with 2 roll options. We have what the red spaces do now, so we can roll the wheel again to try and fit the puzzle piece in.
Okay. Wheel's coming back out. All right, wheel.
Coming back. Come on, wheel.
You can do this, wheel. Give us something good. Give us something very distinct and like not vague, and something that would really help us. Okay. Please keep going. Please keep going. Please keep going. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I did not want to do procedural generation. We're doing bluffing.
You didn't want to do fishing or procedural generation.
We're doing bluffing.
Bluffing. Alrighty. So how's bluffing gonna work in the granny zone?
What?
What?
Maybe you can bluff about what you
Wait, are
rolled.
you saying what to me?
Yeah,
maybe.
How is bluffing going to
so-
work in the granny zone? Like,
Yeah.
but we haven't established what bluffing is at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how's it gonna work? That's what I'm saying. So like maybe if you roll something that's not a grandma. Okay, so okay, I need a piece. I need to visualize this. I'm gonna grab a piece here really quick.
What if you could like secretly roll and you could just like say whatever you wanted? Someone's saying that pin rolls. Yeah, you can bluff about what you roll. You can bluff to Granny because she can't see. Okay.
So this is your guy at the end, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Grandmother.
This is your guy at the end. All right. This is the great grandmother right here. Okay.
Sure. The greatest grandmother.
And she, I guess you could consider the granny zone a place of hatred for the great grandmother. She's not happy that you are using grandmothers as a resource of the overworld. So if you roll a grandmother in here, what's going to happen? I don't know after that. That's where my idea ends, but I want something negative to affect you here because this is generally a good place to be so far. If you roll a grandmother, you have to bluff your way out of it.
If any of your dice lands a 2, you have to roll another dice. If it lands on you stub your toe and stumble back 3 spaces.
Oh, if you roll a grandma before you get to the last space, you have to go backwards. What? You have to go backwards for however many grandmas you rolled, keeping you in a state of perpetual hell. So here, what? You'd go 2 spaces forward and then 1 back?
Well, why do these equate to forwards?
I don't know. What happens when you roll 3 resources? Is your turn ends?
I guess, but I think the point is I'm supposed to be able to trade these. So let's forget about the gram. Like, what can I do with resources and why would I want them? What would I do with a frog?
Maybe a frog allows you to leap an additional space forward on top of your next roll if you trade it in.
But then it's not really a resource. It is just like another type of movement.
Sure. For my next suggestion, do you have to pay grandmothers to escape at the end? I don't know.
Do you have to?
Do you have to?
That's so basic, Grunt.
Render, I am great at picking at Caleb's ideas and making sure that they work effectively. I am not the guy that makes the ideas. I'm just spitballing here, okay?
I mean, we need to create diverse necessity for resources. So essentially, we need to create situations in which you would be in that you would need frogs. But not have it so you always need frogs. And I guess the obvious thing would be like, oh, maybe there's like a frog gate. So like past this wall, you need a frog. Right?
Also, side note, very good suggestion from chat. Someone's asking if you can put like a list somewhere, either on the table or on the screen, that has the existing rules already. Not like detailed descriptions, but just like the granny zone, trading, the resources, stuff like that. That's a very good suggestion, so that people who are joining late.
I feel like that's something you'd need to keep up with more than I would.
How can I do that?
How can I do it? This granny zone.
Because I can't just keep editing a PDF in the game.
You could use the tape.
That seems so tedious.
It is.
I think we're in the wrong background too. I think we need to be here. I think that's a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay. How can I do this?
It's hard to keep up with the...
Emilio, I did not... Let me try and find... I already gave you the other component.
be a cauldron or something you could trade resources in to get potions, which they have a variety of effects.
Emilio, I can't find your original comment. You're gonna need to say it again. There's a text button. Yeah, I know, but you can't like quantify the. Here, let me just add a custom PDF and I'll start writing it down and re-importing it. Yes, Caleb. Can I help you?
When would you... I mean, resources imply building things with those resources, and so the potions and the cauldron isn't a bad idea. If you roll 3 grannies in the granny zone, the great grandmother moves towards you. It's asking me to import it.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, because... Oh.
Never mind. What happened there?
I guess we deleted the
That's our
base
table.
of the table.
Oh.
I can rewind time.
Yeah, I'd say go back. That's too much texture. All right. How long is the streaming going for? Like 40 minutes. Yeah, like 40 minutes. Build a frog wall to stall other players.
Yeah, like this. I was thinking something like that. If there's like an impassable barrier that you can only pass if you have a frog, you'd be like early game, you might roll a frog and then you can risk it. You'd be like, I don't want to re-roll because I'm just gonna hold on to this frog. But then maybe someone else is at the frog wall and you take the alternate pass, and over here there's a granny wall, and you're like, I have a frog, you have a granny. We can trade.
Let's trade and both benefit.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be like deterrence.
But I don't think like that's a really good idea. It's like
it's the start of something, no? What if the cost of movement increases exponentially and you can use frogs to buy more dice?
Sure, yeah, you can. What if like you bought dice from a pool on the side with these resources, but in order to do it, you gave those resources to other people. So like, say there's a thing in the shop over here that costs 2 frogs. I roll 2 frogs. I don't know what the frog. I roll 2 frogs. I have to give these dice to 2 other players. I can give it to the same player if I wanted. And then I can take that dice, and now I have 2 dice, and these people have more. But the dice I bought is like so much better. But now they have these dice.
Oh, no. That's no good. Oh, that's no good. Oh my god, this is impossible. I just wanted to... Oh, no.
Okay, I like this.
No.
So, okay. Here's what we're going to do. This is going to be a game with 1 billion resources. So I'm going to need people to start listing resources. I'm going to explain really, really quickly. So here's what's going to happen. The start of the game, you're going to have a dice with 4 resources on it and a 1. And you're going to roll, you're going to roll those 3 dice. And then there's going to be a shop with dice in it that you can buy. And you can either buy dice that have more numbers or have better resources so that you can buy the better dice even further down the line.
How can I write the rules down? Because again, we got to write these rules down consistently so we can keep track of them. How do we? What's the best way?
Well, right at this stage, writing the rules down is gonna slow down stuff considerably, unfortunately.
No, I mean like even the things from the wheel. Like we have extra spaces and trading. What's the third thing we have?
Bluffing.
Bluffing. Okay. See, we need to keep track of it. So like, what do we?
Spawn an
I guess.
iPad.
Oh
yeah, we can do that, can't we? Hold on.
Yes, we can.
Tools, tablet.
Oh, we can like make a PDF.
Can you open
here.
Google Drive on this? Well, I'll let you do that without looking at it. Okay, so I'm gonna make these dice really quick. So let's file.
Doesn't look like it's gonna let me.
Photoshop. So we'll hide this one. Let's do this. The starting dice has got to have
look over here.
mostly resources. I'm gonna say maybe it can also. I'm not showing the screen. I'm gonna put frogs and grandmas are still going to be on it. This big of a brush.
Oh, it's not gonna let me.
Can't I see the shape of the brush? Playing. Okay. Let me leave the one, actually. The only one I did need to leave. We need frogs and grandmas. Those are still going to be on here. And then we need 3 more resources. Maybe an additional frog. Maybe the first dice can have, like, frogs are the lowest form of currency.
So we have frogs and grandmas. Do we have anything else?
Aside from magic crystals, no.
I see. Are we going to keep magic crystals as well?
Yeah. That'll be on the next tier dice you can buy.
Okay. Frogs, grandmas, magic crystals.
I see spells which can curse players and other material effects with spell. And then you can use a combination of resources. I'm not against that. Okay, wheat, cookie. Let's get some more foundational stuff going first. Wheat.
I see uranium a lot here.
We can do uranium.
Uranium. Everyone's chiming in with uranium. All right. So
uranium glows green.
Did you say, what about badgers? I'm down with badgers if you're down with badgers.
Sure. Uranium.
All right, badgers.
Looks like this.
All right, so we have frogs, grandmas, magic crystals, uranium, and badgers.
And wheat. Wheat needs a little bit of like a set. A bundle of wheat. Okay, so we've got, that's the starting dice. Now we need, so that this would be the dice you want to buy if you're going to like min-max. Maybe this one costs like 2 frogs or something, right? But then there needs to be a dice that's like more resource focused again, that has some other stuff. So let's say,
my God, you can't read this unless it's massive. Good Lord.
I'd also have to like go cursor over it, I guess. I guess when we're just, I could stare at it while we're talking.
Oh, this looks terrible though. I'm so sad. I just want to put the rules down.
Next dice you can also, maybe you can buy a totally resource only one. Candy apple, plastic fork. We'll do.
What are we doing as well?
Candy apple.
Tycoon as a resource. Nuh-uh. Not allowed.
That's a candy apple. Deal with it. Magic. Plastic. We need plastic fork. The music. Put this on. No, not that one. Put this one on. This is a fun moment. Put this music on. It's upbeat.
Multiplier face. So if you roll it, you can double the result of another dice.
Sure.
Will that be like an upgraded dice, or is that what your intention is to make tiers of dice?
Yeah.
What's that? Do you say fork?
Yeah, plastic fork.
Okay.
We'll do the multiplier.
What just happened?
And then this is gonna get complicated really fast. Okay.
Of course it is. Everything we do is complicated. Everything we do is complicated. They want spoon as well.
Yeah, I can do spoon. So.
All right, we'll do. Can we do silver spoon though?
Yeah.
That'll be the highest tier.
Get rid of the low grade resources.
Yeah. But what about, okay, so if you have a resource dice and you go into the granny zone, what happens if you don't have a grandmother on your dice?
I guess we'll have to bluff.
Ah, the bluffing, perfect. Oh, so there's merit to keeping the lower level dice too. You're like, oh, what if I land on a red space? There it is. Now we're adding depth to the game.
Or burrito. I can do or burrito.
Finally, after all this time. Or burrito.
Or burrito is gonna be half orb.
Half burrito.
Yes.
What is OG Twitch viewers? Let's see. You guys don't understand. You guys don't understand. It's not allowed. You have a dice face that hurts you. Of course.
It hurts you?
Yeah.
That's not an orb burrito. What would that look like?
A spherical burrito?
Sure.
I don't know.
I can try to do that. I feel like it would have like a seam, just like a tennis ball or something, right? Because it'd just be like a folded. It'd just be like a folded.
It's like a spherical crunch wrap. I don't know.
There's your orb burrito. Now what? A goo ball. Sure, another orb.
Another orb? What about a goo cube? We've already done the orb.
Sure, goo cube. Your idea has been overwritten.
Sorry, it's my bad. New dice, oops, all balls. You feel like this is going nowhere? What are you talking about? We're just asking for random resources. You'll see, Caleb's good
raw
at this.
Chicken. All right, raw chicken. That's the last
raw
one.
Chicken.
Now.
All right.
Well, I need one that's like a really good, like just numbers one. I can.
Is it raw chicken?
No.
Okay. Are you questioning Caleb's game design skills when you see magic crystal, plastic fork?
That's what raw chicken looks like. Okay.
Goo cube. Oh, so it is raw chicken.
These, quick.
It's kind of crazy. Necromancy that uses skulls to summon different tiers of undead. We haven't even gotten to summons. We haven't gotten to anything else. Oh my god, my voice is dying. You think we should spin the wheel to see what we're trading for instead of trying to think of that on our own?
Yeah, and it's gonna give us a double jump.
Okay, well, it's not supposed to be perfectly coherent, right? Come on.
Well, but I mean, it's fine to like ask for another like prompting mechanic, but oh, I can open a link for you.
Oh, really?
It just prompted me.
Oh, no. I'm saying it doesn't like support this system in the in the game. It's not that.
Okay, I go back to this, and then I go this. Okay. So now I custom. We have dice 1. No, I didn't mean to do that.
I got
whatever.
I got it. We're good. Oh no, my.
Yeah, I know. I didn't mean to update all of them. Custom.
It's fine. Let me just write them down in a document. It's fine.
Import no. Custom. We need to do 3. Import no. Did I do it too quick? I think I did.
So we have trading. Oh no. You're gonna have to tell me what they all are again.
Extra spaces, trading, and bluffing.
No, you're gonna have to tell me what all the resources are.
Oh,
hold on, really good. Hold on. Extra spaces, bluffing. Alright. So we have frogs. Grandmas. Magic crystals.
Uranium wheat.
Uranium.
I didn't put a lot of effort in this uranium drawing.
Okay. Uranium, we have wheat, we've got plastic fork, silver spoon,
goo cube, burrito ball,
cube,
or burrito. Okay, so
what else?
The
multiplier.
This is the starter dice.
Is that it?
I don't know. What I don't know. Candy apple. Double.
No, I got it. Yeah, I didn't have candy apple, but I think that's good now. Okay.
I'll
do my best to make sure random tripping gets added.
Okay. So here's the starter dice. And then with this starter dice, for, let's say...
Oh, chicken dice.
1 frog...
The badger! We're missing the badger.
Oh,
We
I'm
said
sorry.
the badger
There will have to be more resources than there currently are.
Oh, why?
Because of the way I'm structuring this.
Oh my god.
You can buy this dice, which has a 1, 2, and a 3. Or...
No.
For a uranium...
No! Oh, this is gonna be so
a frog... and a grandma.
No. You only have 3 dice. You gotta, like, get all 3 resources to get this dice?
Yeah, but you can hold on to them. You don't have to reroll.
I know. I know, but so in order to get it, you just don't move for that turn?
And also, you have to get rid of your wheat to do that, because you can never roll a wheat again, and then wheat becomes irrelevant if nothing costs wheat. Oh, fuck. This might be too complicated of a system.
Caleb, did you not, at the Discord server,
I didn't
make an announcement? Oh, Swan is pissed. I'm sorry, Swan. It's been an hour. I'm so sorry. Please forgive us. God, I'm dying.
Get the ability to hide resources to bluff with later. Smart players, you know you don't have the resources. Like cornflakes.
Grandma, hell.
Oh, this could work as a concept, but it would take a lot of
don't do it.
Time.
Don't do it. Do not do it.
4 uraniums send you back. How are you gonna keep track of that? You only have 3 dice. Well,
Should I add? I'll add the Discord.
Okay. I feel like this is. I feel like I can scrap this, and we're still somewhere with this. We have a dice with a bunch of resources on them. And you have your starter dice, which is mostly resources. And so you're incentivized to get rid of it. Because it's no good. So you're like, okay, I got this. And it's like, okay, I got 2 grandmas and a uranium. Maybe the uranium is bad. Maybe the uranium is 4 uranium rule is redundant. Oh, okay. Literally, it's just not. It's not possible. A wheel that fluctuates the dice market prices. Okay. I like what Render's idea too. Hide and bluff. Yeah, I'm down with the idea of like bluffing what resources you have.
Okay. How do you hide that from people?
Like you'd put it in like a cup, but in real life, in this, you'd have a hidden zone. Can you see in here?
No, I can't. Can you see in there?
Yeah.
I feel like that's adding layers of complication that are unnecessary.
Well, but bluffing is going to require hidden information. It's not possible to avoid
Well, right,
that.
but maybe you should be bluffing with like in-game aspects and not with other players.
How would
Because
bluffing make any sense if another player is not there to judge it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It has to be with another human being, otherwise it's like...
Oh, all right.
Okay, so I like this fluctuating value thing because we don't have to write prices for things. So what if instead of any numbers, there's a wheel that determines what things do what? It's like grandma does...
Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't even know.
Grandma does move forward 2 spaces. But like coup people wait, could call you out on it and then the person gets punished. Yeah. But make the circle look like a pizza.
It's just
I like it's so
Why do we have this many resources?
Because we need them.
Think of the children.
There's none in this game. There's only the elderly.
Oh, make it a wheel that determines the next resource the shop wants to buy. That's a great idea.
Sure. Okay, I don't know if this game allows you to import wheels, though.
Doesn't it have a wheel?
No. Yeah, no, there's no wheel.
Let me find a.
I might be able to make a joint. Can I make a wheel? Hold on. It looks very possible, and I don't want to figure it out.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait a minute. There are a bunch of joint spinners already here, like flick spinners as a mod. You just want like the basic one for now?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to
Delete this. If no wheel, then how do we play Virtual Twister? I don't know. You could do it. I mean, anything could be done. Anything with a wheel can be done with a dice, but it has to be a big dice.
All right. Let me restart my game, and I'll be right back.
Slot
I'm just gonna get
machines.
this. I'm gonna get this spinner in here.
Okay, so we're gonna have a spinner that determines what resource the bank wants, I guess. Can burn in Grandma Hell for money? What? You have to be at the uranium gate to scramble to buy the uranium dice at the auction before your rival grabs it.
I like the concept that the wheel explicitly functions as a way to change the price of resources. Where like one day everything's equal, and then the next day you have like grandmas are worth 3 frogs, like this person's saying. Like it literally fluctuates like a stock market.
Grandmas are worth 3 frogs.
Can you invite me? I can't see you online.
So what if there's like, instead of a bunch of different, sure I can. What if, what the hell's happening? Disconnected from lobby. Okay, hold on. It booted me out. So what if there's just one dice? You should be able to join now.
Okay.
What if there's just one dice that has 6 resources on it, and you can't inherently move, and you need to somehow use this stock market wheel to move? Right? Does that make sense?
Hold on.
Rock, paper, scissors. I don't know how we'll do that easily on this. If you get enough uranium, you can craft a super collider.
What?
Just okay, but it wants a square. Okay, that's doable. Use the flick tool on it.
Oh.
Okay. So I select this.
So you just
this.
import your own. Yeah, you import your own picture on it. All right. Is it all right? All right, cool.
It
works. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh.
There. Not making this part bigger.
Nope.
Why is this like locked in a weird way? Oh, it's like doesn't have gravity. It's probably because it's for the physics. Oh, I make it flatten. There we go. Does the flicky part still work?
Sorry, I think we did it at the same time. Oh.
I think that this part didn't grow when I grew the other part. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Is it? I think it's partway in the board. That's why it's stuck.
Oh wait. I just like delete that.
Oh.
Let's
Okay.
rewind time a
No.
bunch. Back to when it worked.
Okay. Well, minor issues.
Back to when it worked. Okay. I go back. Back
Yeah,
to.
there we go. It still works.
Back in time again.
Thank you, chicken. Please check in on us before we lose our minds.
That's just nope. Forward in time
The
again.
the square wheel. Okay, well, we're working on it.
It's gonna have a picture of a circle wheel on the square.
That's what it actually has in the image example.
Well, yes,
Or it on the
obviously.
mod.
I don't know what else it would be. It's just gonna float
really
there. I'm not gonna touch it.
It's gonna float. You want to put it on a platform?
You want to spawn a platform in? Put it under there. Get the
Yeah,
right
I
size.
do.
Here's a green rectangle to have you to see start. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a wheel, and we're gonna have 6 resources, and we're gonna have a dice with 6 resources. So we're gonna end up chopping a lot of the resources right now. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna stay frogs, grandma, wheat.
You know what? Forget it. I'm not touching this thing and destroying it.
I think I'm chopping uranium. We're gonna keep magic crystal. And sorry to anybody's thing is getting and
I've been told to keep the plastic fork.
Okay, well I guess instead of the fork instead of the spoon we'll keep the fork.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. Sorry, uranium.
Something else. I deleted something that shouldn't have been deleted. What did I delete?
I don't know.
I want to keep the slime cube.
I want to make it. Can I? God, come on.
Okay.
Okay. Let me read up on this mod. See if there's anything else I can find on it.
What do you mean? I can do it. I can make
like
it.
how to mess with it.
I know how to do it. Okay, this is gonna be the dice. These are the resources. Slime cube, wheat, plastic fork, frog, grandma, and magic crystal. Okay?
Wonderful!
And then we need a wheel. I'll just hide all this.
Hello, Gooey. How's it going, Gooey?
The wheel will be a fantastic light green with a big circle on it. I don't know how to do this in Photoshop easily. Does anyone know how to like divide this like pie slices? 6 pie slices like super duper easily? What if I just like did it by hand with like a brush?
Can you like do like a line? Is there like a line snapping tool in Photoshop or no?
Yeah, there's everything in Photoshop.
Yeah, okay,
just, like,
sorry.
If I did this. Or, well, no, but it can't be that because it's
6.
Yeah, 6.
So you have to start from the center and make your own little cutouts.
That's close enough. Thank you for following Nasukate. There we go.
Hold shift and draw from one point to another.
Yeah, but that's only like 45s and stuff, right? That's not even a 45. Why is it doing that?
Wouldn't you need 45s to get 6? No, you wouldn't. That's 270. Never mind.
You fool.
I'm sorry.
And make it a little
Use the symmetry tool.
No. You guys have clearly never used Photoshop before.
Never, not once.
Everything you can do with your fancy tools, I can do with my brush and my mouse, okay? So
I'm sure you can.
So now let's take these and I'll chop I gotta make it
Don't worry.
Sure.
We're gonna do one stream making the game and then one stream playing the game, and hopefully we'll polish some things up before before we have the game
I
to
don't know what
play.
you're talking about.
Yeah, sorry. It looks so well done right now.
You guys are you guys are being rude to my this is charm. You guys are just used to your D&D player's handbook. You want all your painterly fantasy art. Not here. We have this. I sorry that I've got personality. I got a little something called class.
A little something called class.
Yeah, and there it is. There's the class. And then I export this. Fifth dice mock-up. Okay, so we've got the dice that we're committing to, probably.
Okay, you have ideas. Okay.
Me?
You have an idea. No, I think Baikun has an idea. What's your idea, Baikun? As a longtime viewer, I'm willing to hear you out on this one, but I will say no. So do we agree that we sell spells to Grandma for her love and cookies? No, because we don't know what we're selling anything to yet.
When did that come up?
Yeah, when did we agree on this?
Okay. We have a wheel.
Hello, Theodore. Welcome. Cat agreed? Who's cat? Cat.
Make all the classes exactly the same.
Don't make a class system there.
Okay. We have a
Oh my
wheel.
god! Look at that.
So, I think the way we should do this is there's two things. There's the thing that's valuable, and then there's the thing that's still slightly valuable because it was the one that was last time. So there's a level of guarantee. It's like this, like let's say that like the current thing that you roll, whatever it is, slime cubes, is worth 2, and then the thing that was rolled before or spun before is worth 1. So there's like a little bit of guarantee. If something is spun, you can go for it knowing that next round it'll still be worth something, or you can gamble and try to predict and like hedge your bets on something. Does that work as a game? Like if we just start from there, like these are all garbage.
These are all.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Hold on, sorry. Fuck, I'm not showing the screen. I got this. Caleb, who's doing it. There we go. So here's the functioning wheel. So you would spin it once at the start of the game, whatever. It's like, okay, forks are valuable, and then you'd switch this to display forks, whatever fork is on. I don't know what number there. And then you'd spin it next round, and then this one, forks becomes the secondary thing, and then the new one is magic crystals.
What if at the start of the game, if you spin forks, it's the permanent option, and then every round the other one changes? Just to keep things a little simpler, right?
Wait, there's a permanent option? What do you mean?
Like I'm saying, so at the start of the game, let's say, all right, right at the start of the game, you, oh my god, I can't. You spin the wheel, and it lands on forks, and you take the fork, and it goes. Well, we don't have a software, but it goes here. This resource is always valuable for the rest of the game, and this dice here changes every single time a full like playthrough of all the players go. Then this one changes. Okay, so it was crystals the last round, and now it's forks again. So forks are now twice as valuable as they were before.
Okay, but what if
etc.
This has nothing to do with Card Wars, Theodora. I think that might be what you're confused about. This has nothing to do with Card Wars. I would be impressed if this is not only how far we have come, but that this is what we have switched to as our
This is
approach
what we
to-
put together. Oh, that would be funny.
We don't have any spells, Vaikun. Okay, so I want to test this functionality, and then I want to say that the
We'll be
star
here,
element,
General.
the starter one, will change if you land on a red space. But
Hold on. Give that buff dude a spork instead of a weapon. Oh, the great grandmother over here. Okay, I see. What
I
you mean.
don't know if we can edit this model.
We can't change that one.
Okay, so the changing one is going to be worth 3 spaces, and the not changing one is going to be worth 2 spaces.
Like
and
movement spaces?
What?
Like movement spaces?
Yes. And so let's say we both get 3 dice, and let's put a pin in the grandma zone for a second here, and just
Okay.
like focus on this part of the game. So I roll my turn, and right now, forks are worth everything, I guess. So, we'll roll this one at the start. We don't need the spinner. These are dice.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
The spinner.
No.
Well, the only reason I'm using the dice is because there's 2 variables to keep track of. Otherwise, you would just use the spinner, right? Oh my god. We're gonna keep using the spinner.
Oh my
Okay, so we spin the spinner.
Oh my god.
We spin the spinner for the permanent resource, and it's gonna be slime cubes. Okay, and then we spin the spinner to determine the changing resource for the start, and it's also gonna be slime cubes. So, I mean, slime cubes right now, you can move a total of 5 spaces for every slime cube you roll. So I'm gonna go first. I roll. I am green. I get none, and so I can keep these resources. So you need to get your own dice because these are gonna be mine. They're gonna stay like this until I re-roll them.
Okay, let me copy these. All right. Oh wow, those went a little bit far. All right. So we got the same exact ones. Okay.
So now, we roll this again, and it's cubes again. So nothing changes. So I roll my dice, and I didn't get any slime cubes.
All right, I'm gonna roll my dice.
Okay, so
And
you
I got a slime cube.
Okay, so that means you can move 5 spaces.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm here now.
Okay. Now we spin the funny. And it is
frogs.
Okay, so that means I can re-roll these 2 and keep the frog.
Okay.
And I get another frog. So that means the frog
6.
is I'll be moving 4
6.
because 6. Yes. Gotta change the frogs. Where's 2, 1, 1? Okay, I move 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. The red one, and that means we change the changing resource, the static resource, if that's what would happen. But okay, so this is a and you're very right here, Humber. I like where you're going. Add consciousness to the dice. Yes, they need personalities. But okay, so the player agency comes from keeping dice at without using them. So there should be, I think the way to implement this would be to essentially add a scenario in which it shows frog, but I would still be like, I want to wait and hold this frog because it might be worth more later. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So you can choose which dice you would like to use for your turn, and which dice stay.
Because at the moment, it is mostly obvious what you should do. Add a small tree to the board. I don't know if there are
There's
There is.
trees.
There's a tree.
There's oh wow, it's so perfect. It's so pretty. Look at it go.
Or we'll do 5. We'll put the 2 together. There you go. There's trees on the board now. An economic class system and classism. I think those
and
kind of,
classism.
I feel like we would slowly get to that if eventually we implemented that first one. Okay. We're on to something now. We have a thing. And yeah, we got the evil, the Ents. Great. So what makes... can it be bluffing somehow? Is that a way we can make this work? What about you can redeem dice into money, which can be used once, can be used to buy dice. I feel like I want to resolve this more core problem first. Like, we need to introduce reasons in which you would save your dice, or more active strategy for when you decide to actually cash in. There need to be reasons to hoard, I guess, is what it should be. So there needs to be some kind of prediction, maybe. Like,
so I mean, for bluffing, I'm just thinking like we can do it pretty easy where you can say like if frog and frog is this, I can be like, oh, I have a frog, but like I can say like, oh, I have 2 frogs, I'm gonna roll 6, but I obviously don't have 2 frogs, and if no one calls me out on it, I move 6 spaces. Like, you're just allowed to do that.
sure. I feel like I don't have a problem with that, like, at its core, but I feel like we're not really adding anything to the game. Like, it's not really integrated into the game at all.
That's true.
What if the stock
Bluffing's
market,
a tough one.
instead of this wheel, was just like a bunch of these dice, and then like at the start of the game they all get rolled, and it's like,
each one, and then
each one is worth a space of movement. Yeah, for each one you have, and then at the end of each round, a player can choose to re-roll one. So you could re-roll one, and I could re-roll one. So we're like shifting it into our favor by taking out the ones we don't want, or adjusting the ones that you want. A weaker die. For those
would it be easier to I need a regular d6. Hold on.
Spot where you have to do trivia. If you get it wrong, you have to move back 3 spaces. I gotta write out trivia questions. I think some of you overlook, like, if I'm adding spells, if I'm adding trivia, like, that involves creating a deck of cards that is past a minimum so that it doesn't feel repetitive, like you're answering the same trivia every time.
So, okay, here's I think my simplification of this concept. So what if you can even just take these 2 dice, right? But so each one gets assigned a value. Maybe this is not a d6. That's way too big, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, well, maybe this is a d3, right?
See you, Render. Thank you for being here. So, what?
So let's say hypothetically this is a d3, like where 1
Sure.
and 2 is a 1, 2 and etc. So you just take this dice, or not even this dice. You just take all 6 of these and you roll to assign a value to it. So like we'll start with frog. Frog is worth 2, and then we'll go to goo cube, and it's worth this, and that is how you start every game. And that might be a little bit repetitive, but I feel like it's a little bit simpler than rolling a bunch of dice all at the same time.
You're presenting one where you have way more control over the value of the resource. Like, you're like, frog is high, I'm gonna reroll the frog dice. Right now, the thing that I like about this is that if frog is high, you can only slowly change it. And so so if someone has investment in frog, you can't just like get rid of it instantly. You kind of okay. I'm gonna. So we have Candyland board. Ignore this grandma zone for now. We're gonna figure that out. We had to add extra spaces, and that's what those are. Then we had to add trading and bluffing. We're still working on bluffing, but right now, instead of having dice with numbers on them, we're rolling dice with just resources on them. And then you're gonna consult the current state of the market for the value of those resources, and you can choose maybe you want to hold on to those resources.
And also, just to make it very clear, the grandma zone is staying. That's not in question here. Grandma zone is staying.
Grandma zone is staying. Yeah, we're gonna figure out the grandma zone. We never technically implemented the badgers. What if you create combos of resources to help or hurt your others? Spend the resources, move forwards. Yeah. Combos of resources. Would there? I assume then there would have to be like preset combos, like defined in advance. All resources convert to grandmas in the grandma zone.
I like that.
And you get there by landing on the red space.
Mm-hmm.
You can turn 3 of the same resource into a card you choose. Which card of resources into a permanent resource, which if selected by the roulette, you can change it into a new dice. You have confused me.
Okay, hear me out.
Bluff with that. Yes, I'm hearing you out.
We're at an okay point right now. Why don't we roll for something else and see if we can find if that will help us integrate any existing ideas?
Okay.
Because I think we're at a hard stop. Now we can add more ideas.
You're the wheel.
You're the
Go
wheel.
the wheel. Go the wheel. Can I please be something nice? Okay, looks like it's slide or wall run, so not something.
Oh
nice.
my god!
So we gotta add a wall run.
Oh my god.
We need walls.
We need walls. Oh my lord.
Parkour, yeah. So that.
Wait. Smooth this tree. What if here now on the curves, it's like that Titanfall 2 here, right? All right. So like, what if we just go, black line here?
Will there be voice chat? So
here's your wall, right? It goes like
we can take this
from this white space to this space, right? And it's just like a nice curve.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, it's like that. Sure. So like make it these two pieces, I suppose. Yeah. It's like that. Well, hold on. This one's a little too big. But it takes you from this space to this space, right? So it takes you a lot of spaces. It's basically like a slide, right? It's like a slide in Chutes and Ladders. Or
maybe you need
right?
like momentum.
Yeah, maybe you already need to be moving a certain amount of spaces in order to get on it.
Or like you have to have bought a specific. You have to get the wheat to power yourself up like Popeye, or the slime cubes like stick yourself to the wall.
So you need to expend a resource and move a certain amount of spaces in order to get on the wall?
I don't know. Wall running. There's no wall running on the grandma zone. Doesn't like it.
Oh, Chicken points out a decent point. The walls are already green.
Yeah, I know.
You can just make them the slime. Okay.
Well, I used them because the ground was green. Maybe for the slime cube, they could be associated to the slime cube in some way. So the slime
maybe in
cube
order
could be
to
a
wall
special
run
resource.
Yeah, well, then maybe we can slowly get them all there with the more things that we're adding. But I think for now, the slime cube could be used. You could save a slime cube, not just for the wheel and its resource of credibility, but to actually use it as a resource in the game.
Okay. What? Assign different abilities for the different faces. You could choose those instead of just moving. Add the IRS. You're completely
Baikun.
lost.
Well, but see, Baikun, we can't just say, "Oh, we're adding spells." We gotta get there first, you know. We gotta.
Also, I don't know what that means at all. Spells is like what does adding a spell entail?
I need to move it. I want it to just be from this white piece to red for some like variety.
What do you mean?
Like I want it to, if you land on this white space, you can choose to go to a red space. You want to go to the granny zone.
Oh.
Oh
yeah, I didn't even think about where the walls are like ending.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say, because I don't want to go to red. That doesn't make any sense. It needs to be white to red.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. Perfect. All right. I suppose purple to red is also okay as well. All right.
But you can also start wall running from anywhere on the wall, probably.
You think?
Yeah, purple to white, maybe.
But you have the end at the end of the wall, right? Surely.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could start anywhere on the wall.
Sure.
Okay. Walls. Let me explain what Viking came up with spells. You combine resources like spells. Those spells can affect you or others, good or badly. Yeah, I'm not... But, like... We need to define those resource combinations then, and then define the spells and those effects.
And spells are not something we've rolled on the wheel, so we're not doing that yet, unless it happens.
Affect the wheel. This better be... We're trying, Jam.
This better be... What do you think we're spending all of our time here for? Listen. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere here. We've got a wheel and a granny zone and some walls. All right, we've added sliding. Let's get another thing on the board. Sliding is good. Sliding. Hold on, let me write down sliding.
Wall running, not sliding.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, let me write down that wall running. Okay, let me write down wall running.
Okay. So am I spinning another time?
You are spinning. It's spinny wheel time.
Okay. Spinny wheel time. Spinny wheel time. Come on.
What do we got?
Hand of cards. Well, it might be for protest. Hold on. No, it's hand of cards.
Okay, we're adding cards now. Oh, yeah. Okay. Spells. Oh, man.
Hand of cards.
Oh, man. You said, like I said, like we knew we were going to roll that.
Need more Bort. The red zone is the grandma zone. You go there if you land in the red space. We don't know what it means yet, aside from maybe first resources get converted.
It all comes back to Card Wars. Yeah, for sure. All right.
We could also, for simplicity, we don't need to have a deck. It could be something simple, like like people start with like a couple cards in your hand that are like fixed, and maybe you can
use once situationally with a resource,
or like modify the stock market with those, or
All right, I can think of 5 very easily that would greatly change gameplay, but if you can only use them once. 5 cards.
Give me what you're thinking.
Okay, one of them that allows you to change one or all of your dice rolls for that turn, if you didn't like what you roll.
Okay.
One that allows you to add 1 or subtract 1 directly to the value of a certain resource. So you can directly manipulate it. One that instantly teleports you to the granny zone. That's 4, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then one that forces your opponent to re-roll one of their held resources.
So you just like have these cards?
You just have them, but there might be a cost to play them. But
Turn it into a deck builder? I'm not gonna make a bunch of cards. I want to do
No.
as few cards as I possibly have to do. Recipe cards for spells? I like that. I like the idea that there may be like they like depict the symbols and you need to what if what if there was like a market of like spell cards and they had their effects but also like their recipe. It's like 3 resources and um you can keep the resources in order to buy those and then they get added to like your hand and that's like a permanent fixed thing that you get now that you have like purchased it.
And this is completely off topic from this, but what if you want to land on the red spaces and if you can beat great grandmother, you win the game? But if you lose, you go back to the you go back to the to either the start or to the red space directly behind the red space you.
Okay, so the point isn't to get to this end space. If you get there, maybe you just loop. You want to grow strong in the overworld?
Yeah, you want to grow strong in the overworld, and you want to just teleport to the granny zone. I'm just making.
Shopkeep Gungeon.
Maybe every time you get to the end, you gain another dice, right? And this is completely off topic at this point, but it allows you to collect more resources over time so that you can go into the grandmother fight prepared.
Sure.
Anyways.
I like that. So it's like just like literally like a pile of dice.
Mm-hmm. And there's like there's a big angry preacher that hands out free dice to all the travelers that make it to the end.
He's angry for unwork related reasons.
Yeah, his wife left him. Why can't you join the Discord? This is a good question.
Each dice face have a unique ability. Ability of
but
dice roll ability.
Don't they already do a lot?
But we need a hand of cards.
Yeah, we need a hand of cards. That's the thing. It's required.
But does this like purchasing? I guess this purchasing thing is probably fine, right? Like.
Well, why not have a hand of 5 cards, and in order to play one of these said cards, you have to have a resource combination that allows you to.
Okay. So what are we need like buffs, because I think if we have a bunch of cards that have buffs that are simple, the game will essentially be you roll these dice over here to determine the market and like the value of these things. And that has nothing to do with buying cards. It only has to do with moving. Okay. Then on your turn, you roll these dice and you're like, I roll these things, and you can either save them because you want to buy stuff with them, or you can move with them based on the market. If you move with them, your goal is to get to the end of the track so you can get more dice, or you can buy cards which make you stronger. And so it's a balance between buying cards which make you stronger and getting more dice essentially by using them for their actual rolls. And then once you're strong enough, you want to go to grandmother hell and fight granny. But how do you get stronger? Because I think that's actually a functioning gameplay loop.
Also, side note, Skinner, it's not that we have to add cards, we have to give a player a hand of cards.
Yeah.
So they do need cards. Players do have to have cards. Also, Baikun, nobody's ignoring you. We just gotta work within the rules that the wheel gives us. If the wheel doesn't give us, if the wheel doesn't allow the rules, then we can't add them. Them's the rules. It's wheel or bust.
Okay. So I'm gonna add some cards. I made this really fast yesterday, just like a placeholder, but it's not. So what we need to determine what makes people stronger. Like what can you do that can increase your strength? It could literally be just like +1 strength, and then the grandma fight is something. But is there a functionality that allows us to?
What if What if
grow in
grandmas
power.
do nothing and mean nothing except they just gain you power for the great grandmother fight, and you have to have a certain quantity of them in order to win?
Uh,
So they're a resource that you constantly skip over during the main game in order to improve your power, but they are exclusively a resource that is absolutely vital in order to win the game.
uh, sure. But then how
Like,
does so a card is just worth more grandmas than multiplier?
no,
I don't think the
cards can
wheel
still
is
be
even
worth
in play
whatever.
anymore. I don't even the
I'm
wheel
I'm
doesn't
I'm
even.
saying I'm saying more so that the cards can be worth other resources. I'm saying in order to win the game and beat the final boss in the great grandmother in the granny zone, you have to have enough grannies to win. You're not fighting her, you're basically giving them grandmothers back.
Okay. So do you need to get how do the cards help you with that?
The cards will either make an individual grandmother worth more, progress you into getting dice that are better at getting grandmothers, or progress you throughout getting through the board faster to gain more dice and to even get to the granny zone. The dice don't, or the cards don't inherently have to give you more grandmothers. They just have to put you in a position to continue looping and gaining more dice and setting yourself up in a position so that when you go to the granny zone, you can actually win instead of going there, wasting a bunch of time losing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Grandmother are good. Use grannies to power up spells to kill granny. Great granny. What do you mean by grandmother are better? Badger card, full stop. What does the Badger card do? What are we thinking for Badger?
I mean, the cards could also just be like nothing. It's just like if the amount of cards you have. Like I said, it could be just like because you didn't really answer the core of my question, which is like what individual power are these cards actually giving you? It could just be like the grandmother wants the cards, and when you reach the granny zone, for each granny you roll, you can.
No, I'd say it's not roll. It's like you can have the resources on hand.
So they should be. These cards should have resources.
No. I'm saying like if you go to the granny zone and you have like 2 extra dice from looping, and you have 3 grannies, you want to keep and 2 dice that you're rolling to move. You can use the 3 grannies as resources that you already have stored to use in here.
I am lost.
What?
Well, I'm also not looking at the game right now. I'm looking at the Photoshop document. Okay.
Are you may I show you now?
I'm looking now.
Okay. All right. So what I was getting at was all right, let's say these are all my let's say these are all my dice, right?
Sure.
So I have now successfully looped twice. I have what's that? 3. I have 3 grannies. I have 3 grandmas right here. They're all chilling over here. And I have 2 movement dice, wherever they are. That's no, that's how these resources work. So I have these 2, and I'm using these 2 to move, right? So
4, whatever.
So I have these 3 saved. Let's say my character's here. Let's say I rolled a frog and a crystal, and that allows me to. I mean, let's say I'm already like here. That allows me to move all the way up to this space to go here. In order to win the game, you have to have a certain amount of grannies. Well, not technically a certain amount, but I was thinking like it would be the more grannies you have, the more either multiplier or benefits you get to your move rolls. So the next time you roll, if you roll properly, you can win the game.
But what do the cards do to help you in this scenario?
The cards will allow you to progress through this area, whether it being surpassing your opponents.
I feel like it should be the opposite though, because then it's like using it's the risk reward of using the dice resources to move across this board to get more dice versus using the dice resources to buy cards to contribute towards the end goal of the game. And you're like weighing those two options, right? It's like someone who specs too much into one or the other.
Okay. So we use the grandmas to kill the grandmas.
I mean, the cards could just be like the equivalent of face-up grannies.
And then what would you use them for?
Well, if you need a certain number of grandmothers to win in hell, then like it would be like automatic successes essentially. But
Use grandmas to beat great grandma. See, we're on two sides of the same coin. Vaikun thinks it's a bad idea. Skinner thinks that's a good idea.
So maybe it should.
And here we are.
The cards will just be the equivalent of grandmas. How does that sound? We can start from there.
What'd you say?
So the cards will be the equivalent of a grandma. That's what we're gonna do.
And that's the cards that you'll have in hand?
Yes, and so you're just gonna accumulate those by buying them with the resources.
Okay. Make a nice grandma card and put it in a stack. And like here's at least my like, I don't know, philosophy with this. Like we've talked about this before too, Caleb. Every game kind of uses every game uses combat as a means of success and failure, like fighting. But like, what if it's like, what if we're these little people? These are like these little dudes. Let's say like, you know, we've got these little guys here. They're not beating this thing. They're not fighting this thing and winning. That's not how that's gonna work.
I guess I could remove them from the dice too, so that they're solely from the cards.
Yeah, it could be that. And then there could just be a 1 that guarantees you a single movement.
But no, because I like that you can still. There's still a strategy for just getting a ton of dice. Because then there is actually like a weighing between the two things. Like, you know what I mean?
So, but what I was saying though is like, I don't want to just like use like, oh, you fight them, because again, that's just kind of everything. It's like, realistically, you can't beat this thing if you're this little dude.
I'm exporting this from here. Let me do it a little better.
Put dirt jar as a resource.
I already did this one, that's fine. So frog and fork, done. And then frog and wheat. Frog and slime cube.
And I mean, I think the 6th resource is only fair to have dirt jar. I think it's only fair.
Why do we need a 6th resource?
Why not? Don't we have 6-sided die?
Sure, but doesn't the grandma still needs to be on the die for the strategy to work?
Can you explain the strategy one more time then?
Because otherwise, when you're trying to balance how much you commit to getting more dice versus how much you commit to getting cards instead of moving, because you get dice by moving and you get cards by not moving, essentially. And so I don't know how we're bluffing yet, and so you those cancel each other out. I don't have to do anything. I'm gonna say can effectively balance, like, okay, maybe I'm just gonna get a ton of grandma cards and just go right to grandma hell and kill the great grandma, or you can be like, I'm gonna go get a ton of dice and get only a few grandma cards and strategize around the stock market.
And then we'll like And then, so your hope then is to do what with the stock market exactly if grandmas are the way that you're going to potentially win? Also, find a way to both compliment me and insult me in that response to that. Thank you.
You are the best sidekick ever. And
okay, that was enough. That was a compliment and a backhand. Okay, this is good.
and I know, but I don't remember what the thing I was supposed to respond to was.
okay, I was saying, okay, how would goodbye, Baikun. How would good lord. How would movement, like you say, oh, you get a few grandma cards and then use those resources. You then use your other resources in the other market to win. How would you be using those resources to win if the goal is to win with grandmas?
Because the dice also have grandmas on them, and you can roll to get faster. And when you have more dice, you can buy more cards because you have more cards.
I see. I see.
Wait, frog, fork, frog, wheat, frog, cube, frog thing. I have all that, I think. Now we do fork, wheat, fork, wheat, fork, cube, fork, crystal, and then we do wheat, cube. We do wheat, crystal.
So okay, so Jambus is saying naked so spells can also kill Great Granny. And while I don't think that's the direction you're taking it, can there be alternative win conditions that are like reasonable and functional?
I don't see why not, although I don't know what they would be
Should
exactly.
we spin the wheel for one?
That spinning the wheel is not going to give us an alternate win
No.
condition.
I don't mean right now. I just mean like
spinning the wheel will give us a new mechanic. It won't give us a win condition.
Yeah, but it could be a mechanic that we can use to make a win condition. We need Jake the dog. I suppose we do, Liam.
13. Sorry, this is taking a second, guys.
Oh man, you're telling me games don't happen instantly?
Game.
Maybe if you give great grandma a big old smooch, maybe she'd
concede.
Maybe she'd concede and you can just win.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that one, Jambus? You like that one as an alternative win condition? You and your little red boots giving great grandma a smooch?
Jambus likes kissing grandmas.
I think so. Yeah, that's I think what we're going for right now. Grandma cards add up to a value to beat great grandma.
And then additionally, you can also use cards to do it. The numbers you roll on the dice to do it. But I need to make a deck so I can import this quickly. This deck. Add cards. Grandma cards. There's so many windows in the computer right now. Okay. Grandma cards, objects, components, custom, deck, base, grandma cards. In the back, I will do.
We have a back, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna make another thing really quick because it'll take like 10 seconds.
Wow.
Nice.
Can we get some Eldritch Horror Great? Yeah, I mean, this is just a placeholder. We can do whatever we want for Great Grandma. Well, okay. I guess we'll go over the rules in a brief synopsis.
You can do that.
All right. I'll explain the basics, cool thing. All right. So, you are one of these pieces at the very front of the board, which you can't see at the moment because I realize I'm not there. This is just like Among Us. So your goal is to collect resources using these dice and get to this great grandmother and successfully defeat her by having enough grandmother resources. Every time you get to this loop here, you gain an extra dice. These dice are what you roll every turn to gain your resources. When you roll a grandma, it adds, you can count as a grandma towards the defeat of the great grandmother, but as Caleb has been doing on stream, there will also be other resources that you can use to purchase grandmother cards that function as a permanent grandmother resource. You can also take those into the final quote-unquote fight with you, and there is an undeterminate amount of grandmothers that you need to win the game here, and that's about as far as we've gotten. There's a few other little functions. There's a few other functions like if you have a slime cube and you're able to walk over to this wall, you can wall ride to the end of the wall. That's something you can do as well. It's kind of like a ladder from Chutes and Ladders.
Yeah, there's wall running and bluffing, which have not been.
And we haven't figured out bluffing.
So I think this is every combination, right? There's the frog with all 4, the fork with all of them except for the frog because it's already there, the wheat with all of them except for the 2, and then the crystal doesn't need to do any, right?
1, 2, 3, 4. So okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it? No, there's 4 of it. Wait, no, yes, it is.
It's missing a combo with the slime cube.
It's missing it with wheat. No, it's not. Yeah, it's slime cube. Yeah. Because then there's double frog, double slime, double wheat, double fork, double crystal. Yeah.
Re-import.
Turk Frog, I just explained it. This game is about defeating great grandmother by using a bunch of grandmothers as cannon fodder to defeat great grandmother. And you have to get to the granny zone, which is this red area, and you have to defeat great grandmother, which is this giant brutish orc. But you know, some guy sent us a picture of his grandmother. Apparently, she's a cheddar grilled cheese lover and a yellow Power Ranger, and we just took it from there, you know?
Yeah, the yellow Power Ranger informed a lot of decisions.
Jambus, great news. We'll be making this game on this stream, and then the next stream on the Big Holes main channel, we will be playing it with people from the stream on tabletop, which I gifted you so you can play with us. How about that? Huh? Oh, it's perfect.
Objects, components, custom card, doot. What do you think of the card back, by the way?
I didn't see it. Oh, that's a great card back. So want to come to a point where you can get across half the board with enough dice. I feel like there needs to be a way to get rid of dice. I think if you're able to get that done by the time you have that many dices, you should probably be trying to win the game.
Let's see how much this current version of the game works. I think that there should be duplicates of every one of these cards. I think it should be a deck of 30. And that there should be a shop of, let's say, 4 at all times that constantly refills itself. Although, after we do this test, I'm going to take an intermission to eat, and then we'll come back after about like 10 minutes. But I want to do.
Wow, so I gotta entertain people for 10 minutes.
Well, we can just take like a pause.
Oh no, the show must go on.
Okay, so essentially, we just ignore like this doesn't matter. This isn't real. This isn't real, and these aren't real. The stock market, we're gonna blow these up so that it's clear that these are the stock market dice. The stock market right now favors wheat and slime cubes, and these down here, these are my dice, these 3. Then you have your 3, and we're gonna try to figure out if this works. So I'm gonna roll first. And so I will probably move, or see, I could either move 6 spaces, or I could get
The granny.
I could get the granny card, which and then not move any. I'm gonna move the 6 spaces and keep my frog.
This might be the first quadruple A board game.
Quadruple A.
So you go straight
game.
to the granny zone.
I do go straight to the granny zone.
Yeah.
Can I not cash in one of my cubes? What is there a penalization for this?
Well, you just waste a bunch of time.
It could be just optional. It feels like this is not a good thing.
Why?
Obviously, it's not a good thing for me, but not a good thing for the game.
It adds more depth to your movement, though, so you can't just like spam getting as far as you can.
Move only
I would say
3?
It wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. Like, do I come back here if I get out of the granny zone?
Why not just buy the granny?
Yeah, I will just buy the granny.
Yeah, just buy the granny.
Okay, so I buy the granny, so that there should be some way to mark it, but whatever it is, I've spent these 2.
All right, so you get this granny card, and a new one comes out.
Yeah.
All right. And now it's my turn.
Yes.
I have 2 cubes and a crystal. So, oh no.
So you're in the same position I'm in. I was in.
Yeah, so... Yeah, since I can't spend them on anything, I guess I just have to move, so I get to go to the granny zone.
Get to go to the granny zone. All right. I'm going to re-roll everything.
So wouldn't you have to re-roll the things that you spent anyways?
Yeah, but it's just whether I was going to keep the frog or not.
Keep the frog, okay. Yeah,
So
fighting granny and losing takes 2 turns.
So I got... What? Does it?
Yeah, so you have to get all the way up here, and then you have to fight them. And, well, you can get up to fighting them, but it'll take 2 turns.
What happens when you lose?
You just go back to the beginning. Here.
I feel like it should put you back on the spot you left from, maybe.
Sure, I guess that's fair. Maybe that's fair.
It would be a little bit brutal.
And then maybe it takes away one of your granny cards, if you have them.
So I can't buy anything. I can move forwards. We should have re-rolled each one of the. We each pick one of these to re-roll.
Okay, so forget what you. Oh, we each pick one. That's right.
Yeah, we each pick one.
So go ahead.
I'm gonna pick the crystal.
I'm gonna pick the slime. Okay. Well.
So I can move forwards 1 and then do nothing else, and now it's your turn.
All right. Well. I can move 3. I can move 3. That's it. All right, and I also I don't think we should be able to buy these when we're in the granny zone, right? You should go in prepared, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's make the granny zone smaller. Let's say you start on this space. I think it doesn't make sense for the granny zone to be this long.
I agree. All right, so I'll go up. Oh.
I was trying to undo to my little brush line.
All right, so I you start there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, so I'm there. So it'll take me one more turn to go. All right,
that's where you start.
Yeah. No, I started here.
Okay.
Get rid of those first 3 spaces. Yeah. All right, let me write a couple of things down really quick. So, no buying granny cards in granny zone.
You named it the great grandmother.
I did name it the great grandmother. What else was there?
You can change their combat stance. They're ready for combat because you're here.
So it'll be either spend resources on cards or move. Move if able. You can't just if you get the same thing as before. If you get 2 cubes, you can't just if you get 2 cubes,
you have to move if you can't buy with it.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, either spend resources on cards or move if able after...
I think the main hitch with this game so far is I think the way to get in the granny zone should probably be different.
Sure.
Grandma Hell is going to be game of the year. It does, yeah. This is starting to feel like game of the year already.
I agree. I mean, from just a bunch of random bullshit, it's going pretty well so far.
That's my turn.
Yeah, so we each roll a dice here first, though.
Oh, yes. I want this one. That's not the right button. Okay, a frog. We've got a
Frogs.
frog meta now. I already spent my frog though, so I'm just
Mhm.
gonna reroll everything. Okay, so
You
I can
get to move
definitely.
one.
Can I buy something? I can buy.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can't. Gosh
So you
darn
move
it.
one.
Move one. That's
All
fine.
right.
That's totally fine.
All right, I get to roll. Yay.
We're gonna say
Do I
it's
really?
5 grandmas to beat the guy.
All right, so I go to this space.
4
I
grandmas. 4
can't.
grandmas.
I cannot beat them. I lose.
You lose.
I go back here. It's we re-roll 2 dice. No more frogs. All right.
Okay.
Grandma. All right. Wheat, slime. Okay, you can make some progress. That's
yeah.
7.
Yeah, that's
Or you can buy something
7,
too.
or I can buy something and move 1.
Move
Which I
3.
wouldn't want to do. 3.
Buy something. Move 3. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it'd be the wheat that's left over. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna buy the
Alright.
grandma card and move
It's
2.
going really well for you so far.
Yes.
Can you eat a frog to gain points? If so, then I've seen this game before. No. You
When,
cannot
what
eat a
game
frog.
is that?
I don't know.
Should everyone roll at the start? That way you can trade. Oh, that is a good idea. So like,
Oh, yeah.
and then what if? And then we both. So here's how we do it. We'd both roll our dice. Then we'd roll to change the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
And then
based on
we
our
can trade.
positioning, yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that work with 4 people? We just make trades amongst 4?
I guess yeah.
Okay.
That is a good idea.
All right. All right, so we've rolled now. This is our rolls. Now we get to choose dice based on what our current position is.
So
I want to roll this one.
well, we can trade too.
Right, but wouldn't we move the stock dice next
Yeah,
afterwards?
sure. Yeah.
And then we trade? So
Yeah.
I just changed this one, so you can change a different one if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna change. The same one. No, I shouldn't be able to do that. That doesn't make any
I
sense.
don't think you should be able to do that. You do it the same.
I'm gonna change this.
Okay.
So now you went to Grandma Hell where here, so you'd come out here.
Yeah, I'd come out there. So
Now
right now, yeah, my board
trading
position.
feels a little rigid. I feel like I like that this trading could definitely come into play since we've done this, but I don't. There's a little bit of rigidity because I know exactly what you would do with those things.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a step closer to that as a really good functional form of it, and this works. I think this is a better version of this anyway. So we'll say that I would move 2, which would be fine, and then I'd have a crystal and a slime cube left over, or I could buy a grandma card. I'm just gonna move 2.
Right. And I can move 1. Should there be anything when we move into the same space, or I guess maybe not yet.
Probably not
We
yet.
can think about that
Yeah.
later. Yeah, we can think of it later.
Hidden dice rolls.
Hidden
I'm not
dice
against
rolls?
the hidden dice rolls. It's
just kind of hard to keep track of.
Well, it would also the
Because
problem that I think it would come from it the idea of just bluffing on every single dice roll would become flat really quickly. It would
Yeah.
dominate the game in a way that would kind of veer away from the rest of it in a strange way. But there needs to be another way to spend resources to give further value to resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take a break to eat something. So we're at a decent spot.
I'll do a little dance.
Are you want me to leave it so you continue to be audible?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave, I guess, like the bulk area play space of the game in frame. If you want to do stuff in this zone.
Okay.
But outside of that, yep.
The grant idea bank is now open for business. I am taking any and all ideas.
All right, I will be back in like 10 to 15 minutes.
All 26 of you watching, if someone's got an idea, Let's go for it. We need sell grandmas to add dice. Like sell the cards, you mean? I feel like once you have the cards, they're going to be permanent resources. They're going to be permanent resources within the game, and they can probably only be removed by losing a fight in the granny zone. But I think Jambus is on the right track, uh, talking about how we need to have an additional way to spend resources. Uh, Potentially with different cards, but it could also just be. Right now, the game obviously is very bare bones, so we don't have a direct solution. But man, I mean, bluffing is just going to be hard to put into. Add cats. What would cats do? What would cats do, Dylan? Riddle me that. So I think we're almost at a good spot with the resources, and the card additions are good. We have a hand of cards that you can get. We have a resource that you can use your resources to purchase something. Um, oh, you're gonna spray some insecticide. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes. Um, I'm not sure. Put negatives on other players. Limit movement. Change resource value. But I think what we need to do is, instead of just creating more cards to spend resources on, we need to think about what we're missing from the existing trading system. Because okay, if we roll at the same time, which is a great suggestion, if we roll at the same exact time, we both know what each player is going to have, and we both know what each player needs to trade in order to get a new card, because all of that information is public. Then we also both know how much each resource is valued to be at that turn in the game. So everything is public information. So there's not really a lot of room to leverage anything. Obviously, things that need to be public are the value of each resource and how to obtain one of these four grandma cards over here. Obviously, both players need to know how to get those cards. Other than that, I think one of the better solutions right now is uh, hidden dice rolls. But I almost feel like that takes away from a certain aspect of the game, especially rolling at the same time. Um, and then there's also the issue of bluffing as well. Would you bluff in trade? Would you bluff in the final combat? Would you what would you do with that? Would you bluff, resource cards? The wheel has put us in a weird spot. And yeah, so I'm not too sure exactly where to go right now. I'm also not the game designer here. He's left me to dry. Let's see here. So let's look at our rules. Let's look at our rules page. You guys can't see it, but I can. So we've got six. Okay, we have six resources, all on dice that control a stock market. Could specific grandmas have like hidden things, as in Catan, on like the backs? Well, the problem is since they're not all laying face up, which I guess they realistically actually could be, because like if you took these two and you just put them together, like this. A bluff is also a steep cliff. We could do that somehow. That's true. I like that. I like that train of thought. But I suppose it would be pretty simple. You could just have one here, and you couldn't pay for it yet, but you'd know it's coming, which I guess isn't super important information to you considering that you can't pay for it. So if you bought like, I guess you could kind of leverage it, but if you got this card with your resources, well, I guess this one because he actually has these two. You could take these two and drop this one in. Okay, you know the next one's double slime. Maybe you roll, you get a slime, a granny, and a wheat, and wheat's worth a 3 roll, and a granny's worth a 1 roll. So you save the slime. You go 4 spaces. And then you can save the slime so that next turn, um, after you've done that, you can buy something that's not the double, or maybe your opponent buys something that's not the double slime. Double slime comes into play. You have a slime already. You re-roll in hopes that you get another slime, which you do, and then you can grab it. So I guess there is some info that can be used there properly. But it could be a good idea to have some cards have random things on the back. So when you buy them, you know this is a granny card because just having them face down, it's the only card in the game. So you know that's what it's going to be. You can flip it over and it'll have some hidden text on it. But the main problem with that is the replayability of the game goes down drastically. Yeah, exactly. There needs to be some form of private information. There needs to be some form private information. And I don't know if we can put it on these cards just specifically because each one has an assigned resource value. And by adding their private resource value, it drops the replayability of the game down drastically. Just because if you see someone pay a crystal and a wheat for a card, then you know that they paid a crystal and a wheat for a card. You probably know what's on the back of it. Welcome back. Caleb's gone right now. He'll be back shortly. What did you? I don't know what you missed. I think you missed a lot. We've got granny cards. We've got granny cards. We've got all these dice to allocate resource values to. We've got an actual way to win now. I'm not too sure what you missed. What if you were able to see the next available card ahead of time for a price? But see, I think you missed a lot. But that's okay. You left around chicken implementations. Okay, so there is no chicken anymore. You only have 6 resources now, which are frogs, slime cubes, crystals, forks, wheat, grandmas, and what's the other thing? Frogs, cube, grandma, wheat, fork, crystal. That's everything. Okay, Baikun, we've got. I don't even know what you missed. I don't remember what anyone missed. It's been so. Add nerve gas. Okay.
All right, I
cocaine.
back.
Oh, you're back.
I am back. Nerve gas.
So we've come to the
candy.
conclusion that one of the primary issue right now is the complete lack of player privacy. Like there needs to be some form of private information. There needs to be some form of private information that allows you to have some form of personal edge over your opponent. Goodbye, Baikun again.
Sure. What if the grandma cards, you have like 3 in your hand at all times? The cards that you're able to craft. Once they're crafted, they're usable and sitting in front of you. But before then, but I mean, it doesn't make it that. It's like if someone wants to trade your fork for your fork, clearly they have a grandma that costs a fork.
A fork for a fork? Why would they do that?
Well, no, but it's like I have a gem, and you have a fork. It's like I want your fork. It's like, well, even though you can't see that I have a grandma that costs a fork and a gem and whatever else I have,
Right.
you'd know that that's what I'm gonna do. I think what would matter more is like what the result of the card is, because even though you'd know I'd craft something, you wouldn't know what I'd be crafting.
Yeah, now, but that was the other thing too, is if we leave privacy on the cards and they all have default like default icons, it immediately ruins the replayability of the game in any capacity. Because if you decide, oh, I want to play again, and you're like, and your friend is like, okay, I'm gonna spend these 2 frogs to get this card. You know what's on the card. It didn't change. It's a card. You can't change it.
Well, once they spend that, it'll be public
I'm saying if you
information.
want to play another game,
Yeah, I know, but
after.
even
Yeah.
then,
Do you see what I mean?
yeah. What if?
How would you randomize the cost, though, is the thing. Because it's not like it's a video game where you're able to...
I mean, it could be tied to the stock market somehow.
Yeah. But if you make it tied to the stock market, no one's ever going to trade with you. Because they know what the cost is. Yes, okay. We have a concept on how to defeat Great Granny. The reason why you can buy all these grandma cards is because you need a certain amount of Granny cards in order to defeat her. We don't know what that number is yet, but that is the goal.
It's probably like 4 or 5 for a tester game. It's enough to make you like plan. The board is way too long though for like movement's sake. Like you'd easily, the best strategy would just be to sit at the start and just like get granny cards and then just go to the first red space to go to granny hell and kill the great grandmother. Going to the end over and over again to get dice is just so much more difficult. There's no reason to
that could be, you shuffle all 30 cards and each player has a private deck. Like, sure.
It's the same problem though. The thing that needs to change is not like the cost. It needs to be the outcome. Maybe some of them could be 2 grandmas.
Ooh.
Oh man. And let me say, I'm averse to this whole wall running thing.
You're averse to it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm averse to it. I don't like it.
Why? Why?
Because why would I like it? Look at it. Well, we'll figure out how to integrate it better than just like a slide. Like or it can be a slide, but just like, you know, when that is allowed, when you can do that.
Call for a court of law.
When?
What laws did we break?
These persons.
I mean, I feel like the simplest solution is to build an additional deck of cards that allow you to mess with people. Like having like ability cards. Like you can have your grandma cards. Thunder on your small purple man. Your little purple guy. Boom.
This big perspective.
Dead. Oh. But yeah, if we had like an additional. Okay, so where's the granny deck? It's in 2 separate files now. Oops.
Non-Euclidean geometry on the board. That'd be good if I could figure that out. If you want to send me a 3D model of a non-Euclidean board for me to import, we can use that. I mean, yeah, if these just have spaces on the side of them, I can't draw non-horizontally, but like you can imagine that these walls contain spaces sideways, and you just like move your piece. You know what I mean? It's like instead of you just go like this, like whoop, whoop, whoop,
But maybe it's like more like this, like it actually benefits you in some way.
Oh, it's just like a path, but it's themed after a wall.
A wall run, yeah, like your character still gets on the side of it and goes no 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 no. Drops you here. That way it's a little bit more appropriate as a wall run rather than a
Sure. So
slide.
it's just like it is just like a slide, but
Yeah. So we could have a separate second deck of cards that oh man, how would we do this? Okay. So they're private. Um Maybe all of these cards cost like 2 grannies, right? So you would ideally want to roll for it rather than spend your granny cards to get it. Man, that's not going to do anything. So let's just say, oh, I rolled 2 grannies. Oh, I drew this card. Oh, it goes in my hand. You don't know what I have. Um, so I'm allowed to have some agency over the game now by sacrificing any grandma resources I'm able to get to win the game. I get a different advantage instead.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
So so uh hold on.
Take this
Okay, so
Card Wars.
get rid of this. All right. Other deck of cards. This deck of cards costs 2 grandmas.
Okay.
I acquire cards or roll grandmas. Let's say I rolled 2 just to make this easy. I get the husk. I spend these 2 grandma resources in order to acquire this card. I now have this card, and you have absolutely no idea what it does. So now
What
you
kind of
can.
things would it do?
It would do things that directly affect the board state rather than the win condition, like the grandmas would. Um, and it allows you can be like, hey, I'll trade you, this and a grandma card um for your card, and it allows you to have another trading asset to use for yourself that your opponent doesn't know. Like this card could be really good. It could also be not really good. There
I
could even
feel
be a
like
card that says if your opponent trades this card with you, you lose one of your grandma cards or something like that.
it's just that
Uh,
ugh, adding in cards. Um, Thank you for the bits with Great Dragon. By the way, I
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
the bits.
Um,
Welcome back, Jambus.
and let me think. So, adding in too many elements that are variable, such as a deck of like cards that have like positives or negatives, will take a lot of time. That's why working with like these universal sort of elements, like the dice and these things which are very simple, is nice.
No
Is there a
developments
way
yet,
that they
Jambus.
can be um is there any way that these secret cards can be sort of presented in a way that is semi-generic, if that makes sense? Like they can like fall under like a few types, or the information they convey is kind of standardized. I guess that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, well, Skinner's like saying the second deck could be simplified. It could prevent people prevent people from entering the granny zone. It could move pieces a certain amount or re-roll your resource dice. So it's categorized down to a few things. There's still a gamble if it's directly beneficial for you, but if you're in a bad spot, you could technically take a potentially beneficial trade.
Sure.
But it's not going to be like a deck builder where you're like, oh my god, this card is different, and then this card is different, and then this card is different, and then this card is different. They're going to be pretty straightforward.
Okay, so we've got reroll a dice card, which is really terrible for the cost you're paying.
You can't flute me.
It needs to do more than just reroll a dice. Maybe reroll any amount of dice.
Reroll. Well, I mean, you could also it could be a dice that changes the stock market resources. Like reroll, like
with the whole stock market.
Reroll, yeah. I mean, just reroll the whole stock market. Like it's just like a stock market crash. You just reroll the whole thing. But see, Devin, the problem with that is that like right now we're trying to figure out the trading portion of the game, and while each resource could have an additional effect, like the grandmas do, like towards your win condition, we still need to figure out a way to functionally make trading work properly. And if I was fluked my ability,
well, if they had that, I mean, their idea would do that. It's just that figuring out a unique effect for every single element with every element for each thing
nothing new
would
yet.
take a while. You know, well, we're working on this idea of this secret information deck, so we're gonna do that really quickly. That's gonna be the next thing. So we got reroll dice, maybe one that takes you to hell, and then one that like prevents someone from going to hell.
Yeah, or maybe one that takes you to hell, and then one that if you're there and you don't want to be there puts you back at the space. I guess that's the same thing.
It could be the same card.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. The grunt element. In the meantime, what characters are we? So if we're in the war, let's just face type this as a temporary name of Granny Hell. What characters are we? We're using the grandmas, so we aren't grandmas. What are we? And what's our backstory?
What are we?
Skinner's dying on the Badger Deck Hill.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna need more information on the Badger deck.
No, they want it to be the secret deck. They just want it to be called. They want it to be themed after badgers.
They can have
the players are
on
what?
The back.
All right, put a badger on the back then. Done deal. Players are. The players are the freaks drawn by Cable in his last stream. Grandma Maud, the malevolent baker of muffins and all things, but we can't be the grandmas if we're actively using them to escape. You could be the grandchildren. You could be the grandchildren. What you asked? No, I asked what we were, and we're not. We can't be grandmas. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing we can't be, Blueberry. Yes. Famous grandchildren in history.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people are grandchildren.
Yeah, I was going to say.
For the purpose of being alive.
Grandpa, we're using our wives again as tokens in a game. Potential suitors for the great grandma.
Okay, that's a good idea. But how does us bringing more grandmas
to the great grandma? How does that?
Is it just like to like a
we are great grandpas. Maybe we're defeating great grandma as great grandpa.
It's like a boomer game. Wife. Like our wife is like no good.
Wife
she
died
went to hell.
Board game. Sad.
Our wife went to hell. Okay, we got the door. What else? We need.
We've got the what?
I got door that takes you in or out of hell. The thing lets you reroll. What else?
The stock market dice.
Yeah.
Teleports you. What about one that gives you an extra dice for the turn?
Okay.
I think that one's reasonable. What else do we have? How many cards do we have? Like 15 and then 3?
Well, right now there's like 3 cards.
Yeah, I'm saying how many should we have? Like, should there be like in this type of game, should there be variants of the same card that are slightly good and slightly bad? Like, should there be a card identical to the stock market mix-up one, except instead of rolling all 7, you only roll 3?
A tile that when you land on it, it changes color to a different tile. It does nothing else. It does nothing else.
There's nothing else.
How would I? I mean, I guess we could get like a circle that I could place down.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to do something.
You could do a checker.
Sure, a card that swaps dice.
Perhaps a dice that or a card that allows you to swap places with a player, but it can only work if you're in the same zone.
Sure.
What are the card ideas here? What about a tile that when you land on it? Multi and half grandma cards variant? Like, okay. What would okay, all right, Blueberry Dragon. What would Thunder Spell do? Because like we still have probably, I imagine, like, do we need any more? You think we need any more wheel spins or no?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Card that makes someone lose a dice for maybe not a few turns. I feel like that'd be too good, but maybe a turn. Or maybe here's maybe a better alternative to that would be a card that only allows you to allows an opponent to spend their resources on movement and not on other cards.
Shop block. I think
Shop
the thing
block?
that you needs to be made sure about all these cards is that there's no reason to just use them instantly. You could make an opponent just like lose a dice. There's no reason why you wouldn't just like do that instantly.
What about one that prevents them from using their resources
Yeah,
for anything but
we can do
movement?
that.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my god,
maybe
actual
subbing
polar
Polar
bear. Wow. Lightning bolt is 8d6 damage with half on a successful Constitution saving throw. Sure. We don't have any health though.
Isn't that
Card
what
with different
Fireball
effects?
does?
Yes, it is. Card with different effects based on what color that tile is. Card with different effects. Oh, interesting. So it works differently depending on which tile you're on. So it would be like a
I like that, but we need to
wild-
figure out the specifics.
Yeah.
Thank you for starting a hype train.
Oh
Okay.
my god, 2 primes?
This is incredible.
We can go get ramen noodles.
Ramen, can we? Off of just 2 primes? That's not true.
Yeah, we can. We make $3 off a prime.
How much are... Oh, you mean like cup noodles.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like
noodles.
out. We'd like go eat out.
No, silly.
Yeah, I was like, we can't afford that.
No, we cannot afford that. You guys, I could buy a whole pack of Magic the Gathering cards. Oh, you did use it earlier. That's true. That's okay. Don't worry, James. You can give us bits now. Because we only care about the money. Definitely just the money.
Okay, I'm nearly ready. Importing the cards now. New deck. Okay. File.
I should buy a pack of cigarettes. Okay, I'll do that.
Badger
Oh, I thought
cards. Let me make a card back for the Badger cards.
that'd be awesome. All right, so we're gonna have 2 decks of cards, a stock system. Well, do you know what would be so nice is if we could make like the stock system just stay as like an even like row of dice. You know what I mean?
You can probably put it in like the thing, the sorting zone. Hold on.
That right now we could polish the game up before the next stream, but what an Exodia 1 to the Badger deck. An Exodia? We're gonna do Exodia in this before Card Wars? Oh lord. Maybe the more you have a higher chance of revolt. Number of grandmas you need to beat the boss with could be low, and it's more of like a race to get a smaller number while everyone is sabotaging each other. I think that would drastically change the function of the way that we built this game right now.
Port. Badger card back. Objects, components, custom, deck,
A granny revolution that removes 3 grannies from every other player. What are your thoughts on that one,
3.
Caleb? 3. Bowser Revolution.
I was thinking.
Oh, I guess you could think of other grannies as like Mario Party stars.
Sorta. But but the game doesn't just like end on a timer. Okay, so we
Yeah.
got refresh the thing, go to hell, get another dice, swap a dice with someone else, and
Swap a
swap a
place
place
with
with
someone else. Are these badgers?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
a
they
badger.
are.
That's a badger.
Badger.
Badger
Oh, I
card.
see the eyes. I see it now. I get it. I understand. It's a very, very large close up on a badger.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's looking at the camera. We couldn't get a
Okay.
good still photo. Can
I
you
don't know
decide what
why,
the
but I thought
players
the
were?
badger cards were going to be red, and that's probably just because of Wisconsin, but that's it.
I think we decided that they were grandfathers.
We didn't decide on anything. People said grandfathers, grandchildren, or
Can we just be something like unrelated? Like, why is it gotta be grand? Can we like
yeah, that's
geckos?
true. Why do I mean frogs, crystals, and forks? Like, come on, yeah, it doesn't need to be
We could be
grandmother
geckos.
related. No, no, no. What if they were what if they were ooh. What if they were like what are they called? Kaiju, like Godzilla creatures?
Yeah, kaiju, giant
But
monsters.
they lived in a world where they were like
Small.
small and weak.
Why?
I don't know. It makes it completely unrelated.
I guess, yeah. Um, but that's a very complicated, unrelated connection.
Sorry.
We're kaiju, but we got transported to a world where we're small.
where yeah, we got
We're
transported into well, the world is just really big,
Oh, okay, so it's like we're
right?
like Pacific Rim, except we
Yeah, it's
came
like
through the
Pacific
portal,
Rim.
and it's just like, wow, okay, I guess we're small compared to all the other life forms here.
Yeah, yeah. And then the great grandma, we have to barter with her because she is so strong and so powerful that there's just nothing we can do to
Yeah,
stop
to
her.
open the portal back up to let us leave.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, perfect, done. Little tiny kaiju in a big old world. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Grannies
18th
versus
century,
Godzilla.
18th century French Revolutionary soldiers.
We are the lizard wizards. I love
Okay,
that.
wait,
18th century
let me
French Revolutionary
save
soldier.
this. I
Okay,
want to.
that's a good start. I want to make these all like snap. Can I snap these together?
Okay, so I have this saved. What did I want to do? I wanted to. Do I have the Godzilla board game? I don't. I wanted to get those pieces. Let me run to the workshop really quick.
You want me to grab them so you don't have to leave the whole thing, or?
Yeah, I'm already. That's not gonna take
Okay.
this. We load this up, and we grab the pieces so we can be kaiju.
This is epic. My God, we got Ghidorah,
Is
and we got my least favorite one.
ooh,
This one,
Megalon?
Megalon.
You don't like Megalon?
We hate Megalon in this house.
Why? What did Megalon do to you?
I hate Meg. Look at him. Look at his stupid little arms.
Little,
Look
they're
at those
giant. There you
weird
go.
little beetle wings. Stupid.
Little.
Stupid
Both the things you
character.
described as little are quite large. I mean, he's a kaiju.
I said little and stupid. I didn't say little twice.
Well, no, but you described the arms and wings as little. You described two of a kaiju's
No,
features
no,
as little.
I thought I just said stupid, but I don't know. All right, and now, stop moving them.
Okay. What's happening?
What? I'm making the. Okay, apparently.
There's a fun fact when I cursored over him.
I know the Mothra. Saw Mothras.
This dude has his own victory dance.
Who's that?
Musura. That gets stuck in my head every time.
Okay. All right. Buy old pawn pieces. We're
Are you talking
upgrading.
about Matura? Whatever. Zilla dropkick. There's no Zilla dropkick.
All right.
Oh, can I give?
I want to be Mothra.
There is a Zilla dropkick. Never mind.
All right, these pieces are still too big. Dang it. All right, it's fine.
Well, relative to the grandma and the tree, I mean, they're quite small. King Ghidorah is getting smaller, significally faster than the other ones.
I'll boost Ghidorah up a few paces there. There we go. All right. Okay, so we've got that.
Cool. We got pieces.
And we have a story. Grandmothers versus kaijus in hell. In hell. There it is.
Yeah, and the grandmother runs the equivalent of like the intermediary dimensional pocket. So when they try to go back to their dimension, it takes them to the grandmother dimension, and they need to like plead so that she'll like redirect them back to their home dimension.
So this is less granny hell and more granny purgatory.
Yeah, but it's
okay.
I mean, it's red and evil, and Granny's evil.
Does the game take place in Madison, Wisconsin? Oh, never mind. It's taking place in a different realm of reality. Grandma Hell is in Madison, Wisconsin. Okay. All right.
Okay, so how much does it cost to buy one of these cards?
I was thinking a grandma card. You gotta like floop. That way the values are private, because even if it costs a frog and a crystal to grab a card, you could grab the card and immediately swap it out.
Okay. Maybe it should cost 2 grandmas, so it could be with dice too.
Sure. I'm cool with that.
I think you need to be able to not move with your dice. You need to be able to set them aside for cost. But if you do it, you set them aside, and like you can't use them for movement next turn
until you spend the cost.
I think you should just be able to not use them
every time,
because otherwise you can't save anything.
Okay, so like let's say, okay, so you this is what you roll. You want to save 1 grandma. Okay, cool. So then you just roll these 2 next turn, and until you use this resource, it's just over here.
Yeah.
Okay. There should be a rare 2 grandma card in the Badger deck, or what? So you're paying 2 grandmas to get 2 grandmas? I suppose it's not terrible. You play. How about it's not a card? You just play it for 2 grandmas that turn.
Okay, I'm gonna take my turn. We're gonna figure this out. We gotta roll this stock market.
Okay. So just yeah. Oh. Okay. What's this one? Wheat. All right. So what do you want to be? We'll just get rid of 2 of these.
I'm gonna be your least favorite. Maybe Megalon. Megalon's the best character in this game. In the game that this is from.
False.
By far. by
Oh,
far.
you mean in the Godzilla game?
In the Godzilla game, every character it works like you draw a hand of cards to use as actions, and you fight each other. But Megalon's whole thing is that he's a combo character, so he has cards, and his deck is based around like drawing more, and no other character can do that consistently. And so Megalon just gets to like draw and take longer turns. It's like insane. He's so much better. Like it's not even like close. It's like a very glaring balancing issue.
All right, so let's roll together here. You ready? We're rolling.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
I got 2 crystals and a grandmother. You've got a crystal, a slime, and a grandmother.
Yeah.
What say you? I trade you. What say you? I trade you my 2 crystals for your grandmother.
I get 2 crystals for the grandmother?
Yes.
It might have to be 1-to-1 so that we don't disrupt. Well, would it be so? It would just be for this round?
It would be for this round, yeah, and then I get my resources back.
2 crystals for the grandmother. Because you want to buy a card, but
oh, the crystals aren't worth anything.
Yeah, the crystals up here. Yeah,
that doesn't mean anything. All right, fine.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh man. All right. Well, I don't even go anywhere, so my turn is over. So go ahead.
Move 1. And I'll save my grandma.
I will also save my grandma.
Okay. We both re-roll one of these.
Oh yeah, we get.
No,
yeah, that's right.
We roll these first, and then we. I think I got the exact same thing.
I did not. I got wheat crystal.
Wheat crystal. Okay.
So we'll both. I'm gonna re-roll this frog. It's still a frog.
Got slime cubes. 2 slime cubes. I can move 2, which would put me where I don't want to be.
I'm gonna move. This turn I'm gonna move 3. I'm gonna move 3 here, and that's it.
I would either have to hold my resource.
Oh shoot! No, I'm just buying a grandma. Never mind. I'm just buying grandma. I don't want to go to hell.
I'm gonna hold my resource and do nothing.
All right.
I assume I can't cash these in for movement. Well, that doesn't make any sense either.
No, why wouldn't you be able to?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna hold all my stuff.
Okay. I spent mine and I'm just holding this grandma, so.
Okay. Now we re-roll.
Alright, you get to re-roll again. A grandma! Oh, alright.
Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll.
General, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know where we're at. Alright, so you're gonna roll, I'm gonna roll.
We're
making progress. Ooh, okay. Alright, so...
I don't know what I'm gonna re-roll. Do I want to re-roll? Yeah. Okay.
Alright. So I'm going to cash in these 2 grandmas, and I am going to get a badger card in my hand.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move 1 from the slime. Move 1 from the slime. Alright. Also, I don't even know if we really need to trade with each other when we already have a shop to trade with. At this point, because this feels pretty fluid, right? And with 4 players, this would feel pretty. Yeah, it's quite a bit's happened. I think we've actually made a real game so far. It's not perfect. All right. Oh,
oh damn.
Oh, triple grandma.
Triple grandma.
Right. I have 1.
I can move 1 and buy a grandma card. Buy a badger card.
Wait, no, we haven't moved these yet.
Oh. True.
So put that.
Well, I'd still buy the grandma card. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I'm gonna move. Well, I'm gonna.
I wouldn't move, assuming you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Perfect for me.
Same for me.
All right. So I'm gonna move 3 this turn and keep the grandma. And then, yep, that's it. All right, and then. Alrighty. Ready?
Yep. I'm gonna reroll all my. Mouse because I spent them.
Double wheat.
Double grandma. Damn, I'm going crazy right now. You're re-rolling your dice again.
Oh,
still had it selected.
Shoot, I had double wheat. Sorry.
Okay.
4, for.
Okay, frogs are coming up now. Frogs are big.
Frogs are on the come up right
Neither
now.
of us
All
have
right.
any frogs though. I will buy another grandma card.
All right.
And
You mean a badger card?
I would move badger card.
You
Sorry,
need
badger card.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna postpone my week because I don't want to go to grandma hell right now.
All right.
I'm gonna say it's 5 grandmas. No, they got taken out. Uranium's not in the game.
All right, so I'm just gonna move here now, and then we can re-roll again. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, something fell off my table, so I had to grab it.
That's okay. All right, I've rolled. Okay. Oh, we got the same thing. Oh, we have the same interests.
No, we didn't. I got.
Yes, we did. We rolled this.
Oh, sure, but we don't have the same.
Oh yeah, those. Okay, so I rolled a grandma.
Okay. And assuming you don't have it, I have. Well, no. I'm just gonna change the crystal. Okay, frog value. So I could move 4, 5, or
you can buy a grandma
I
card
buy a
before
grandma.
I can because you go first.
Is that how this works? I guess. Sure.
Yeah, I would suppose so. Actually, before you do that, I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna force you to re-roll your fork.
That swaps 2 dice.
Oh.
Of our you swap them with mine.
Oh, well, you know what that is now. I thought that was a re-roll. My bad. Okay. Anyways, you can buy that card if you'd like.
There should maybe if you can outbid me, there should be a way that this is happening
can I stack the grandma?
It could be whoever's farthest forwards gets to buy first because then you're being rewarded for not buying too much.
I suppose so.
So let's do that.
Okay.
Frogs,
Let me write that down first. Let me write that down first.
Yeah.
If both players were to buy grandma card.
Well, you just get to buy first, yeah.
Player furthest through the would make purchase.
Although that doesn't account for landing in the same space. So maybe if you land in the same space, you go to the space in front of that person.
Sure.
Just to solve that right off the bat. Yeah.
Sure. All right.
I got it.
So, all right. Well, then I'll buy this, and I'll use all my resources for that.
Okay, it fills instantly.
Yep.
I cannot buy anything here.
You're gonna move 2 or 4? You move 4.
Is it gonna let me anything?
Oh, that's here.
I could save.
Oh, you can move 5. You can move 5
yeah,
if you wanted.
5.
Yeah. All right. All right. Reroll time. All right. There's that.
Okay. Magic
And
crystals,
I'm gonna-
forks, grandma. Okay.
Okay. Dang it, 4. Oh my
Damn,
god.
big forks, big forks.
All right. I'm gonna buy this grandma card. And then I'm gonna use one, and I'm gonna cash this one, and I'm gonna badger. What happens when I use this one? Does it go to the bottom of the deck or what?
Sure.
All right, it goes to the bottom. Cool. What does the big red gate with the lock on it mean?
That's go into hell or leave hell.
Oh, okay. Maybe you should put some text on these.
Yeah, I know.
Counterspell bag. I don't know.
They allow me to swap. I could swap one of mine with one of Grant's current face-up ones. Although technically it would be you would wait if I'm gonna play a card before you do anything because it's
yeah.
I can move 4. No, I move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That put me in the grandma zone.
I have a question. How many grandmas do you need to beat this guy?
5.
You think it's just 5? All right.
We're not gonna
Actually,
play
just
a fucking
5
saga.
is yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna move just 1 fork's worth.
So if both players are in the same space, the last person to move into the space moves 1 past them.
Yeah.
You're gonna do 5. What'd you say?
I'm just gonna move 3.
3.
I don't want to go to the grandma hell.
Gotta figure out what that purple space does too, I guess.
Yes, we don't know what that does. All right, next round.
All right.
I just re-roll these 2. Grandma and fork.
Okay. All right. Cube.
And I'm going to use my
Cube.
swap dice to swap. Give you
Oh
a
yeah,
fork.
well I'm gonna use my swap dice to
Oh
swap.
yeah, well I'm gonna use my other swap dice to swap.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna do
what
that.
does that sound?
That's...
Mr. Meme, thank you for giving out 5 community subs. That's awesome.
Let's
I really appreciate it.
go.
Oh my
Let's
god.
go. Thank you.
Still
All right.
Crocs,
Well,
Crocs Fasto Dash. Nobody knows. Devin doesn't like you, and Kimar. Congratulations.
you had 2 swaps. That's
I
wait.
did.
How many times did you multiply these 4 cards?
5. There's 5 of each.
Huh.
So I'm gonna draw
add
another.
a banana. We can add a banana.
So I'm gonna draw another one.
A badger card.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw a badger card with those 2.
All right.
And then
I'm gonna
move 3. I don't want to do that though. I'm gonna pin that.
I can move 8. 1, 2,
Jesus.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'll just do that.
Oh my god.
All right.
Okay. So I re-roll.
You're keeping the fork?
Well, I didn't want to use it, so I'm just not gonna use it.
Okay. Wouldn't you have to keep it then if you don't use it for anything?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Wheat.
Grandmother. Okay, so
All
I
right.
can move 3, 4, 5. 5.
I can move 5 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna do that. That's my.
I'm gonna use my badger card to re-roll the slime cube. Okay, I move 5.
Purple should be a free badger card. I almost kind of like that. That would add just a bunch of chaos and give somebody a comeback.
Badger cards
mechanic.
could cost 1 grandma on them. What about that?
I like that too on the purple ones.
Yeah. So there's still a little bit of strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all. I used all mine. Go through
Okay.
roll.
All right.
You re-rolled your dice by accident again.
Oh my god, I had a grandma and a crystal. I don't know what else I had. I think it was grandma crystal frog.
Okay, grandmas are worth 2 move right now.
Ooh.
What would I move? I would move 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna pick up a grandma here.
Sure.
I'm gonna pick one up, and then I'm gonna move 2 with the
I want
grandma,
single.
and then go here, and then I grab another dice, and then I start at the beginning.
I haven't gotten a single grandma card. Well, I did. I guess I just spent it, I think, at some point.
I think. Ooh. Ooh.
I can go to the second to last space. Alright.
All right, let's go. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll this one.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll this one.
Yep.
Still a 4.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna.
So I can go through the finish line with 6 spaces. 1.
All right, so I'm gonna. Can I play this now?
Yeah, sure.
So I can enter hell.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna
How
start
many
here.
grandma cards do you have?
A few.
I mean,
I'm
those are
gonna
public information. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I have 5 grandmas because I have 2 saved resources here.
Oh,
And
true.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take these 2, and there's nothing I can do with these, so there's no point anyways. So.
Okay. Roll.
We're gonna add a banana.
Will
Ooh.
we?
I mean, they gifted 5 subs. We'll add them a banana.
Oh, it was Mr. Memes that.
Yeah, it was Mr. Meme. All right, so I got another grandma and a wheat. So.
I mean, it's basically a matter of time, just a matter of time until you win. But I'm gonna I'm gonna re-roll the wheat so you can't move.
Oh, there's another
yeah,
wheat
you
there.
still get to move a little.
And a grandma, so I get to move 2 here.
Or I would get to move 5. But I should buy things. Can I buy anything? Slime cube. No, I can't. So I should move 5. 1, 2, 4. I guess I'm not gonna move that last one with the slime cube.
All right.
Okay. Reroll.
A grandma. Okay.
Frogs and slime cubes.
Still a frog. Still a frog.
So I got
Frog.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2.
I think I just have one.
Oh, wait, should
yeah, I
can
have
buy
one.
I can buy a 2 slime cube grandma card.
Okay.
And then I can move forwards 4. Put me in the middle of the purple.
Would you like to buy a cheaper
Oh yes.
badger card? With your grandma?
No.
Okay.
No. Thank you for
All right.
Thank you for the on-screen celebration, Mr. Meme.
Let's go.
I appreciate it.
Get a star and go back to start.
Bananas are not required to kill great grandma. Maybe they could be required to kill other people's grandmas.
All right, I got grandma fork. Grandma fork. That's so fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, I need to roll on it.
Yeah.
This needs to be stock.
Flip. Slime cube.
Oh, I can buy. If you're not gonna buy.
Which one are you flipping? Which one are you flipping?
What do you have? You have grandma fork. We need to get rid of that fork. Oh yes.
I mean, I'm one space off though.
Yeah.
Am I not?
Yeah. But maybe
yes.
I can buy a badger card. And
buy another one.
I don't know if there's a way I can, because technically I could slip into hell and swap places with you if I get lucky and get the better card that lets me do that. And that would be like the closest thing I could do to just delaying you winning, but it wouldn't actually prevent it.
Yeah.
Unless you were getting really bad rolls and you couldn't move anymore.
I mean, I have 2 spaces I can move right now, and I only need to move 1, so.
You can move 2? Oh, there's a grandma face up. Okay, so you will win here.
Up. Yeah, I'll win here.
That. I mean, I can.
Because I'll just go here.
Because I can
roll
roll
an
extra
that
dice.
Final action. Yeah. Because then I can use that extra action to fight, and then I have these 3 in my hand. Along with these 2 on reserves. Grandmas! Grandmothers!
Grant wins.
So, what's our takeaway so far? We have we have another hour we can work on this before we're done. Before that's how long we get to work on the game. And it's over.
Is that how this works?
No. No,
I feel like we're honestly close to a
stopping
point. Like it.
Oh, that thing's dead. Oh my god.
The thing.
Oh, I've got a great idea, Caleb. I've got a great idea.
Sure.
What if we replace bluffing with a different wheel spin and act like that never happened?
Okay. And is while running just going to be like you can move?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the slime cube.
Okay.
You spend the slime cube to move long distances,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Pull up the wheel. The wrong one. And boom. Spin the wheel.
And then what's the banana card gonna do?
Is that gonna be a card?
Banana card? I imagine it's the easiest way to
Yeah, I mean there's a yellow space at the end of the board already. You could take a banana card instead of a dice.
What is the banana card?
No. Why did
what is it?
Souls like?
Souls like? Why did you add that and what does that mean?
Well, I guess we need bonfires.
Oh my god, shut up. Okay.
Souls like.
Souls like. So okay. That doesn't. You wrote that down last night, and I asked you out loud, "What does that
You
mean?"
said
And you
things that made
said,
less sense than that.
"Yeah, but that can mean so many things." The
Well, it
things I.
means like bonfires and like getting points to get stronger. I think
Oh
that
God, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We aren't doing that. We need
you
to replace.
you
We
think that we
need to
can't like put like
replace.
a bonfire like on the board somewhere and just call that a
Yeah.
day?
What if there's a resting point right where that X is, huh? In the granny zone, right? Just put a bonfire there. Just get a bonfire or a fire with a
I don't
sword.
know if there's like a the barrel.
What if the end point was a bonfire or the beginning point?
Well, it's just like it's just a checkpoint, really, right? Like
Wait, wait, you're right. If it's a checkpoint, what if instead of going back to um the red zone or the red tile that you lost the fight and had to go back to, what if you went back to where the barrel was on the map or where the bonfire is on the map?
hmm. The grannies can
Hmm.
level up. That is a good idea.
How would a granny level up?
Like maybe like these are like recruited grannies, and then somehow they can level up. It's like this is a level 2
Wow.
grandma.
Thank you for the
Shut up!
insight,
I'm just
Caleb.
giving you the thought of what I was thinking vaguely.
I know exactly what you meant.
Regardless of that, there can be a banana. We'll put a banana. Don't worry. Don't hold your criticisms until the end.
This sucks.
No, it
I feel like Souls-like is technically easier to figure out than bluffing, but oh my lord.
Well, one thing I was thinking is maybe the way to get into the grandma zone shouldn't be the red spaces. There should be some other way to do it.
Is it the barrel?
Well, it could be something to do with some Souls-like thing.
But
I
what's the red space do then?
I don't know.
Okay.
Levels up your grandma?
Oh my god. I'm gonna cry.
Add D7? Oh, like, so that this can just have a banana on it?
Oh. And what does it do? Oh no, you slip and fell. You go back one space.
What if you had HP and red spaces made you lose HP and you need to die to get to hell?
Oh my god. That's really funny.
Yeah.
And health has no other effect. You need to basically kill yourself to go to hell.
Yes. And you can kill somebody. You do a damage to them when you land on them, too.
Like you stop, like you jump on their head like a fucking Goomba.
Yeah. And then they go to hell.
So you can send your opponent to hell in a time they don't want to go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sold. That's all right. Souls like you died. Big black title with red letters. You died.
Yeah, you died.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of the badger cards is to give someone an additional health point.
Okay. So
Okay.
you have 3 health, and you want to go to hell.
Good night, Sophia. This is way better already. I'm on board with the Souls like now.
Okay, I don't know how this has anything to do with Souls like, but
It's just you can die. That's
Okay,
it. Souls,
okay.
In Souls likes you can die.
you're right. Yeah, we've added a Souls like element. That's fine. We've checked the goal.
And if you lose, since this is technically hell now, if you lose, great grandmother's so disgusted with you she sends you back to the living because she wants nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sure.
I like also, Mr. Meme, I like to make the curse flavored as giving someone cookies because of the whole grandma thing. That's good. That's a good one. All right, so we need Caleb. We need a banana card and we need a cookie card right now. Right
Banana
this second.
cookies.
It could be banana Could be banana nut cookies.
I don't know if that is permissible to the Theme Lord.
Not a banana card, just a banana.
Okay.
All right, so we get a cookie
Well, I'll
card
do the
and a
cookie.
banana. Maybe. Why is there an effect on
What?
their message?
Because,
Have fun in class, not watching gaming history being made. Thank you. It's an honor. Should there be a permanent debuff for dying multiple times, or is it just losing a grandma? I think it could just.
it would also be
losing a
like
grandma.
wasting your time.
Yeah, it's just it also is a massive waste of your time. There could be like a sabotage badger card as well, where a person loses one of their grandmas. Like they basically -1 to their grandma count for that turn. So if they go to hell to try and fight great grandma and they have exactly 5, your opponent can -1 you and make you lose. So it's not like a big great race to the finish line because you actually need to think a little bit.
Say that part again. That you can add. Why would that? Adding what?
You -1 to your opponent's total grandma count for that turn. So if they try to if they get 5 and they just try to rush to the end, you -1
Could
to
you
their
just hold on
grandma.
to that card forever?
Of course you could, but that's why your opponent have to think. That's why you'd
What
have
do
to
you mean
think more
think?
about it because
You wouldn't have to
you'd either
think.
need to secure
You
and
just see that your opponent has a card in their hand. You'd be like, well, maybe I won't win. And I can't do anything.
yeah, but that's with every game that has cards.
Not really. I mean, but if there's no other situation for them to ever spend that card.
That's not true. They can spend that card situationally to prevent you from getting a badger card, to prevent you from moving anywhere, anything. Obviously, situationally, it is best to do it against the great grandma fight. But if you are in a different position, your opponent can still use that card to their advantage in other ways.
Suppose.
For every leveled up grandma you have 1 leveled up grandma.
Yeah. What if every time you lose a fight, you can level up one of your grandmas? You lose the
What the
fight.
fuck does that mean?
Then it's worth 2 grandmas.
What? Why?
It's a catch-up mechanic.
It's a catch up mechanic. You know what I would do in this situation?
Nope.
I would get a badger card
Sure.
that allows me to go straight to hell, or on turn 1, I would get a grandma, intentionally go to hell, go there, die, level them up, and then continue the game.
Okay, so we've got the plus
I
1
love that
health.
this idea infuriates you.
So
Thanks.
we got the cookie with +1, and then we add a token.
I'm glad you like torturing me. Thank you.
A banana. Okay, now we have a banana.
And whoever has the banana, that signifies who gets priority over in the little auction zone over there.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay, so we've successfully gotten rid of bluffing in exchange for what?
Dying.
Oh, dying. Yeah, that's right. Dying on the red spaces. There should be badger card that also moves you straight to a red space.
A badger card that moves you straight, but isn't that just puts you in hell? Oh no, now that's what
No,
the
it
new
now
one.
does damage. Yeah.
Well, that's just a worse version of that, right? What is this effect you're doing? Make sure the
They're doing
banana does
multiple.
something, but you can never reach it. It's always out of reach.
Only the grandma can bestow the banana upon you. All right, float it up in the air and lock it in place. I don't know. Put it over the dice. I think that makes the
Sure.
most sense.
Okay,
The
and
dice
the
pile.
rule will be that if you have it,
Here,
you
you hold
can
it up
I got
and
no, I
I'll
got it.
lock it in place.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. The rule will be
How
that
do
if you
you?
have it, you have priority. Well, actually, wait, you might have
Mhm.
to lock it anyway, even though I know how to.
Here.
You know, as long as you lock it now, it's fine. For some reason, I couldn't move it while it was.
It's locked. There it is, banana. Okay.
So yeah, so if you have it, you always have priority, and then but you can't get it, so it doesn't matter.
Are the games we make too complicated? Is that what people are trying to tell us right now? You know,
I mean, I think we're.
I feel like this isn't that complicated.
I feel like
is
this is. I mean, I feel like this is a done and functional game.
completely.
Well, what else was there? The grandmas can be leveled up if you lose.
No, no,
It's Souls like.
no.
You have 3 health.
Signified by what?
Uh, uh, pieces.
Okay. All right, hold on. So, death sends you to the granny zone.
Yeah.
And then you fight great grandmother.
Badger card that kills me.
And where do you respawn? At the barrel? Where's the barrel?
The barrel is at the start. It's thematic.
So
It's just a bonfire. It's just. I could just draw a bonfire on the map here.
I'm sure someone has the Dark Souls tabletop game on here, and I'll just grab the bonfire from that.
Is there a piece for that, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is. Because I actually just saw I was in a game store on Friday, and I saw the game on display that had a bonfire.
You lose grandmas if you die too much. You could, yeah, if you lose, you could lose grandmas somehow. There should be a way maybe to lose grandmas.
You lose grandmas. What if instead of taking a damage when your opponent jumps over you, you lose a grandma?
Sure. Maybe it's either.
Sure. If a player, hold on. If a player were to land on the
Get back to where you were to get your grandmas back.
You. Maybe, yeah, the granny falls on the board. If a player were to land on the same space as you, that player may choose to do 1 damage or remove 1 granny. I'm going to say 1 granny card from you. That way they can't take the dice rolls. All right, so no more bluffing. Red space equals -1 damage.
Purple
Lose
space.
all 3. Lose all 3 to go to the granny zone. Purple space equals purple space equals -1 granny cost. Granny cost for badger cards.
Add a eat dirt card called a dirt jar card. You can choose what they do.
Add the dirt
also
jar.
Reminds me, add dirt to the jar. This is not a standard issue stream. We have to.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's
still
not.
a disaster.
This is not a disaster. Look at this.
Nah, this has been going. This is actually going incredibly well. Badger cards are 2
I'll
grannies.
add dirt to the jar on a future stream. Don't worry.
Granny cards to equal amounts on card front. What other rules do we have?
Purple space.
I have purple and red.
Banana. If you have the banana, you can always take priority.
No one can touch. No, I thought it wasn't allowed to be touched under Mr. Meme's rule. No one can.
Well, yeah,
touch
no, you can't get it.
banana.
It's always out of reach. But if you have it, it still does something.
Sure.
If you have it.
Okay, and then how many stock cards do we have? 7? Or dice 7? Yeah.
What?
7 with 7 resource dice. 7 stock
Sure.
market dice. I'm gonna say 7 market resource dice.
You could
Uh,
hypothetically move 21 spaces in one turn if every dice lines up and you roll.
you could roll more than that if you've gone around the map
Yeah.
at least once, and then on. Yeah, I get. Yeah. Okay. So, all right.
Isn't making a game so easy, guys?
Look, we made it in one evening with at least 40 different people's help. um. You may.
Would you end a turn on a wall slide? You fall off it. How would you end a turn on the wall slide? It resolved instantly.
Yeah. You may expend 1 slime cube when landing on a space with a wall to wall ride. What else am I missing? I'm not gonna write a synopsis on this because I mean I can do that tomorrow. Start with 3 health. Just writing down basics at this point. Start with 3 health. 3 health. If you lose fight to great grandma, spawn at barrel, and then parentheses beginning, and it'll be a bonfire eventually. When you reach the end of the path, start at the beginning with +1 dice. What else is there? Got Badger cards. We got the Reese. We got the Grandma cards. Got the bonfire. We got the walls. We got the purple spaces, red spaces, white spaces do nothing. We've got the end piece. We've got what happens when you lose to great grandma. Should we write the rule you cannot purchase grandma cards in the granny zone?
Yeah.
All right. You cannot purchase granny cards when in the granny zone. Okay, I think I'm in a good spot where I can start writing just like a single sheet of rules in like a 2 or 3 paragraph-ish line here, and then we can add that PDF into the game. Are you? Oh, you're in the Dark Souls.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can find the.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right in the middle. Oh, is it part of the board?
Yeah,
Dang.
there's like a fire emitter here though. Hold on.
It's also a counter.
Yeah, here we are.
Oh, it's over here. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so we'll just use this
Okay.
fire emitter.
All right, so Baikun, we just finished. I think we just finished.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so all right, so we've got the game. I think Caleb is going to spend a little bit of time putting some text on the cards to make sure that they read properly.
Yeah.
And that functions. He'll probably also spend some time tidying up these boards to make them look a little bit less like a concept and rather a little bit more of like a flushed out game. However, we'll be streaming this game again this week, so it probably won't be, up to perfect scale. But we'll be playtesting later this week. We'll come up with a date and we'll make an announcement for it. You guys can play with us. It's a 4-player game, so we'll take 2 people at a time per game. Game shouldn't take too long because everyone kind of takes their turn at the same time. And the game is relatively short because you only need 5 grandmas to win. So hopefully, what are we going to call it actually? That's something that we need to do.
Grandma Hell is fine with me.
Grandma Hell is fine?
Yeah.
Grandma Hell. Wait. Jamba sent me the perfect thing for this.
But
Here you go.
here I go.
I just sent it to you.
Yeah, it's
Go
right.
ahead.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
perfect.
Sure. I'm just gonna do this.
We might have to reset the stream to do TTS, so probably not this time, but
Yeah,
the next
I
awful
don't-
stream
yeah.
we'll have it set up. But yeah, so we'll spend some time. I'll redo all the rules, make sure everything looks good. I'll set up the board to make sure all the pieces are easy to obtain, understand right away, and then Caleb will spend some time doing some tiny little, very straightforward custom assets and just probably shaping up the board a little bit so we're not using a bunch of recycled stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But that, and I don't want to be like that guy that's like, oh, you're going to do this, and then you once we're done, be like, what the fuck, man? I'm not going to do that. But now you have to because we made a promise.
Yep.
I made a promise for you. So, all right. That's it. You got anything else?
I do not. I mean,
All right. Thank you.